We are here. We are live. I forgot to bring in Yo My Bot.
Yeah.
So unprepared.
There we are. I had her open and ready. I forgot to do the last one. Because I'm a brainlet.
Did you do the other things I reminded you about?
No.
Oh no.
Where to go?
Listen, I went to sleep. My body does
Well,
not like me
snap
today.
to it.
Snap to it.
Hello there.
You have 10 minutes, like I do.
Hello, Bob, the undead fox. Welcome. We have another fox.
Another one.
How many does this make now? We have the Vampire Lord Shocky Fox, Crazy Fox, and now Bob the Undead Fox.
Hell yeah.
All the foxes we never asked for and more. Truly, a blessed day. Also, everybody, I hope you're all prepared to enjoy your Halloweens. Or turn off all the lights and pretend you're not home so the children that come around don't bother you. One or the other, whichever you need.
Mm-hmm. Both options are very good.
Christmas Magician, didn't you know what I want?
No. What is it? What?
I don't know.
Should I dare to ask?
Cerberus, you want to elaborate? Also, hi Emerald. Hi everybody, welcome. Make yourselves cozy. We haven't gotten trick-or-treaters here for years. I haven't gotten trick-or-treaters since I moved out here, but I also moved out here in the middle of COVID, so I just don't know. I'm still waiting to be like, are we just not getting any because of COVID, or are there just actually no children around here? I just don't know.
No. Is it the thing I did on last stream? Did I combine last stream? Would that be it?
Oh no, Cerberus, they're also Trinity Mage on the Discord. They really want to see the Sakura token.
Oh, okay. We'll get to see that in a little bit. But yeah, welcome everybody to the night before Christmas.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the night before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we for what it's worth, everybody, we only have like 1 or 2 more weeks of Anthony having to close on Sundays.
Yeah.
How are
True.
everyone crystal-wise? That's a good question. Din has a crystal. Anthony is in fact crystal broke. Lynn is also crystal broke, and Squeaky is crystal broke.
I have all the crystals.
And little Eli is also has a single crystal.
Huh.
It's back
How
there.
did that happen?
Ages ago. It's just been
Huh.
there because nobody uses the little wind up. They're like, little Eli, do your best, record. Yes, sir, and he just does it. Emerald just split me apart between a lot of them. That should be enough for each one. God damn it. Oh god. This week, driving me up a wall. I keep applying to places. I just need a job.
Don't fret too hard.
No,
You'll get one.
gonna fret. Gonna fret so
You-
hard.
You got one already. You'll get another one.
You got exactly one already. You can definitely get more.
You're already more experienced than people who have never had a job.
Oh shit, you're right.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, everybody here and listening, welcome again. As I do have some news. It will probably not be till next week. But next week, Cerberus, thank you for the $100.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
60 to try and help Sakura survive, and 40 to get rid of Mimi's crystals.
Yay! We have to
Alright.
save Sakura.
That's a +1 Sakura. And don't draw from the deck yet. I'm just taking it out. What
Wait,
I
I
was
get
going.
another card? No.
Yes, I'm taking your crystal
What?
away.
What?
You were given 2 crystals. You had 3. That makes a card.
Yay.
But God, next week there will be some new things on the channel. You guys will finally have badges for how long you've been subbed. We will have a whole new splash of emotes, and who knows what else. They know. The people here know what else. That's the surprise. That's the trick.
Sure do.
But also, let's get off of starting soon and go to the roleplay stream. So you can all still see that everybody is here looking so beautiful.
Hey.
Look at them. We have bounce effects now, thanks to Squeaky pointing out that bounce effects look nice.
I was very tempted to edit everyone and give us Halloween outfits, but I figured that would kind of like distract from game.
It would be cute, but also a lot of effort.
It's more like if we're gonna have like a moment with Kijo and their brother, or with Sakura, and just have them like dressed as a pumpkin, I'm not sure if that's gonna.
Just pumpkin
We
head
also
in the
shipped
corner.
in with actual free time.
I mean, I was working on other stuff anyways.
Din plus TLC. Best OTP. Also the least likely to happen. But yeah, Din, come over here. Come over here.
I hear.
Put your hand over this. Press the R button a few times.
It's the humble dreams that are the hardest to realize.
Yep.
And then when
This-
you're ready. Oh shit, Cerberus, you're right. You did kill Crazy Fox.
Is it the armoire?
It is Sundering. You can destroy something now, dramatically, epically, and get a little bit of it left behind.
Oh shit.
So it's like, oh, fuck me, they have Excalibur. You point at it. Excalibur explodes and shatters into a million pieces. Nihilus
Oh,
cries
no.
profusely.
Hey.
But a single shard of it is still infused with whatever the fuck Excalibur does. Or, you know, if you want to apply it creatively, the prime example of this card being used is when Emerald caused a building to collapse.
Oh.
Always a
And then we
delightful
go
story.
around looking for the Shikon sword shards.
Okay.
I can't believe you made a new plot. all of the shards of Excalibur infecting people and demons. Nihilus, what have you done?
Okay.
Why didn't you keep better track of it?
I don't know.
But yes, we are here, we are ready. And Lynn, did we stall long enough or do you need more time?
We begin last session in the middle of a starry night, with the cat girl waking up and taking a moonlit stroll on deck, looking all depressed and come hither probably. And lo, hither comes Kato, who was faffing about in the cockpit. Princess Meow Meow had a bad dream in the form of a traumatic lost memory. So they talk about it. Trin seems pretty set on self-loathing, sins of the father and all that, though the silver retriever isn't much having it. This goes on for some time, and eventually they retire to their rooms, or more specifically Trin's room. She gives Kato the lonely take me look and then that happens. Cue careless whisper, but on kazoo. Next day, Kato moves all of his stuff to Trin's room, surprising no one. Juliet wins 50 gold off Hammer for their bet. Emperor Dad goes to talk with the princess that we're pretty sure is actually older than him, and they likewise talk about Trin and Bozja. Nihilus is thus filled in on the sad. Yay communication. Oh, and speaking of communication, Mimi goes to clear the air with Kijo, and it goes well enough, I suppose. 2 steps forward, 1 step back on that front. Fast forward to Bosja, where everything has, I believe the colloquialism is, gone to shit. Wrecked ships and downed building. Stench of smoke and death on the wind, along with a pervasive feeling of malaise. Thus, Nihilus and Kijo take the express lane to the docks, that means Thunder Step, and head out first, the others following closely behind. Place is looking pretty awful, run into some guys carrying a bedroll with feet sticking out of it. They look haggard and also too young for this, but anyway. They're carrying a body to the burn pit. So that's a thing. Actually a whole lot of things, because man are there a litany of bedrolls with feet around here. That's a lot of dead people. Wow. Except wait, the feet on the one they're carrying start wiggling, so the 2 young lads start beating the hell out of it until Mimi makes them stop. Good Samaritan White Mage tries to let the seemingly not actually dead guy out of the role, only to reveal a zombie. That's right, burn bit, restrained bodies, death in the air, and a whole lot of bodies. Buckle up. We got us a zombie apocalypse. Guards aren't a whole lot of help in explaining though, so time to find the Elder. Elder gives us the sitch and Mimi does that thing she likes to do, devoting herself to abject futility because it makes her feel like a good person or something. It doesn't work out, obviously. What does work out, however, is Sakura om-nom-nomming the malignant ether she senses. Doing so returns the sickened to health, and confirms that the disease is ether related, which means those of us with blessings are fine, which means Juliet isn't. Also Sakura seems to be approaching her limits on dark eating, and that's concerning. Though while this was happening, Trin, Kato, and Nihilus went to check on a burnt down shrine to Suzaku. It is, indeed, quite ruined. Statue on the altar is strangely pristine though, and perhaps has warding properties, so loot acquired. Not much happens for the next several hours, so we skip to the night, when the army of undead are said to walk to streets. Wait for a while in a nice rock garden, and right when it's starting to feel like a wash, here comes the Bone Trusly. Wonderful. The undead go picking through ruins for dead people to recruit to their book club probably, but the 2 violence-inclined Ari present opt to teleport behind enemy lines, at which point they come into close contact with the undead general, who looks a hell of a lot like a male Kijo. This is probably significant, given Anima's priestess goes error 404 and activates beast mode in blind rage. Trin and Kato decimate the skeleton armies, Kijo and Nihilus beat up the leader until he decides fuck it and pulls a tiny white flag out of his chest cavity. It is revealed that this undead samurai is Atsuki, Kijo's super dead older brother she only recently told Nihilus about. No, this was not scripted. Fucking timing though, what the hell? He's apparently not actually a horrible undead puppet Jake made to piss me off at the sheer audacity of these quasi-divine assholes. He's an emissary of Hades, sent here to figure out what's going on in Bosja, and recruiting skeletons because Papayama likes recycling or something. Kijo opts out of conversation while being flabbergasted at this entire situation, but the others talk it out. Afterwards, the others ask if the emissary knows who Kijo is. He doesn't understand the question, comments that he has no idea, but eventually figures it out when he notices the silver sword on her hip. They have a nice little scene where the little sister headbutts her dead brother before heading back to town. Let the others figure out what they're doing. Finn.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful.
You guys aren't in Finn right now, but I appreciate the mention of it at the end. Here is your
We have
bribe.
a Halloween episode, guys.
Listen, I didn't plan for this to be Halloween. It just came that way.
Sure.
There was only one thing I was sure about. When you guys came here, things might have been zombie related. Also, before we start, look at the new Sakura. She's so nice and alive and healthy and definitely not anything to worry about. Brought to you by Din.
Yeah.
Listen, I swear it wasn't deliberate. But yes, thank you for the recap. And with that, we will come back into the scene. As, what do you guys want to do with the skeleton man? As Kijo has, been making her way off back towards the town, the chunk of town that's not obliterated.
We more or less agreed to go to town because it turns out he wasn't. Excuse me. He wasn't like a bad guy, so it was like, oh, okay. This is Hades' way of trying to figure out what's going on with the situation because it's not normal. So he's technically on our side.
Correct, so you want to bring him along?
More or less, and probably do something with the Suzaku totem since it seems to have warding properties.
Yeah, you still have that on you.
Yeah. Take it out of his ribcage.
As, you will gesture for him to follow you guys. As Nihilus, Mimi, you are all going to make your way back toward the town?
Oh, yeah.
As,
Yes, whenever we can, we do need to go and check on Sakura, though. She didn't look like she was doing very well.
Yeah, of course.
as you guys are making your way back, he will follow along, he won't really complain. Is there anywhere particular you're heading? Are you heading, like, back towards your airship? Are you walking into the center of town and saying, hey, everybody, come look at the zombie?
I don't know how. If we were going back to town, unless anyone else disagrees, it was just maybe taking him to the Elder and explaining what's going on with him. Not just showing him off to the town and being like, look, a zombie! Like, that's dumb.
Of course.
Yeah.
And Kijo, you were walking away. Were you heading anywhere in particular? And what were you saying, Nihilus?
Something we should bring him to the center of fucking town. And keep him out of sight as much as possible. That would probably be the best. That's all.
As Kijo will be making her way back toward this town square. As you guys, you spend most of the time waiting out in the ruins, but as you start approaching, besides some specific guard posts, you see like they've collected wagons and stuff. They kind of piled them together and created makeshift like lookout towers with bells and torches to keep things lit up.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot in the way of people out here. Most of them locked up for the night.
Well, don't all jump out at once.
Kijo, you'll just head straight past the post and make your way inside as the guy like looks over, squints down, hangs over the torch at you. Realizing you aren't a mindless shambling abomination, he has no complaints there. As the four of you will start making your way, are you going to try and like sneak around him, talk to him?
Looking at this fucking glowing chest cavity, can't really do anything about that, can you?
He looks at you. He looks at his chest cavity. He takes like the sides of his coat and starts like pulling them over it awkwardly. It's a bit of a strain. It's you can still see glowing streaming through it, but he kind of covers it.
Walk like really close. Well, I can't do that because I'm a little smaller, but maybe
If we
Nihilus
make-
can walk like really close to them.
If we make it seem like we're bringing in contraband, they're going to think we're bringing in contraband.
Nihilus, lend him your armor.
No. There's certain ways we can approach this. Both will be relatively hard considering that we only recently just got here to Borshna. Now, the first thing we can do is we can be transparent about this. Right now, this town feels like the gods have forsaken them. right here is an emissary of their very gods trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Or, so we can be transparent about that, or we act all sneaky like we're doing something wrong, which we're not, and then people won't believe us when we do bring up the god excuse.
Yeah, we should just say.
It's not to say that they'll believe us whether we go one way or the other, but at least one of them leaves me with less of a guilty conscience when I have to then defend myself. You understand where I'm coming from?
They may try an attack on sight, though.
Well, we won't find out until we try, really. Or we can just do a plan. We can just do plan C, and we can just go back to the airship and regroup with Hammer and Juliet. Maybe get their input on this.
As Nihilus, me? What are your feelings on these
maybe
options?
what if one of us go first and explain, and then whenever they give us an okay, we can just go in with him?
That can very much work. It means it allows them to prepare themselves in case anything they think is going to happen will happen. Giving them forewarning and not surprise them with something. That's not a bad idea.
Nihilus?
Hmm. It's gonna be rough no matter how we split it. I think Fred might have the right of it. Just going in.
I mean,
Well-
if they see him, they're gonna attack. They're gonna think this one of the bad ones.
Well, I think that's what Nihilus means. We can have one of you guys go in and let the chieftain or anybody else know that that we have an emissary of Yama. Because if you say Hades, it's not going to mean jack shit to them. Ask them if they're willing to give him a bit of an audience. They can say yes or no, and if they say no, then there you go. No harm, no foul. And if they say yes, we bring him in, and he'll be a good boy now, won't he? Looks at him.
He looks back at you with empty eyes.
Pat, 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 pat. Look at him, what a good boy. Is this patronizing to you?
He nods his head. Yes.
Very
Yes, it
patronizing.
is.
It's very patronizing, I'm sorry. Very often do I find a man so demure and submissive. And obedient.
As you say all of that, there's just a lack of response from him as he stares into your eyes.
Meanwhile, you just see like Kata in the background. You know, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, and you just have to.
Lynn does make a good point. He's like 6'10", so you're getting on your tippy toes to pat him.
It's okay. Pat, 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 pat. You think I'm not used to tall boys?
Listen, you learned how to scale Kato just a few nights ago.
There we go. You get it.
But yes, do any of you in particular want to be the emissary for the emissary? And let them know he's coming.
I
It
vote
should
not
be.
it.
But
I'll go be
I
the
think-
emissary for the emissary.
But what if they speak in Doman? Well, in like
The elder doesn't.
As Nihilus, you have volunteered as tribute.
Yep.
It's not like they won't allow you back in. Just go straight to the Elder.
You'll start making your way forward. Once more, as I described, there's a makeshift little guard tower of just shambling crap strapped together. As the guy looks down, he waves his torch over, just like seeing you in the light for a moment, and then he goes back. As you're able to just walk on through. As you're making your way towards, you see Kijo in the town square. Kijo, while you are in the town square, were you aiming to do anything in particular? You just vibing there? Recollecting yourself? As, you'll see a familiar armored figure making their way past.
Hello, Kijo.
Yeah, there's definitely a broken fountain, some stagnant water in it, a little bit of pond scum from the, time unattended. As Nihilus, you waver down and head over. Nihilus, this is a dangerous situation. Kijo has the high ground, and you know what happens when someone has the high ground.
I think my limbs will be intact. I fear not.
As Kijo looks down at you, she doesn't say anything or gesture really, but gives you a look of acknowledgement.
Well, I'm on my way to speak to the Elder, but are you all right? Considering.
As you say that, you can't help but look back toward the tower, knowing just a bit beyond that in the darkness, you might even be able to see, like, a faintest speck of his green glow from far away. As you hear in your head, wouldn't matter if I wasn't. As she jumps down to be on your level.
No.
The Elder, then?
Yeah, the Elder. I'm trying to forewarn him, I suppose. Hopefully get an easier way into the town.
As Kijo, you're a decently bright person. From these context clues, you understand they didn't throw the walking corpse away. Look at you all. You decided on a proactive route, and it only took 20 minutes of fumbling this time.
Haha.
I'm almost proud.
I share my.
As Nihilus, you feel properly patronized. It's with Kijo, she's putting on a bit of a front, but well, she doesn't exactly give you enough time to thoroughly examine that as she starts making her way toward the tavern. As will you follow, or are you going to join taking a refuge on top of the fountain?
No, he'll go.
As the two of you go along, again, given the situation, you take note that a lot of places are boarded up and locked up during the night. As you go and knock on the door, it takes a little bit before you see a pair of eyes peering through the window between planks as they look at you for a moment, examining. Realizing you're not trying to claw and bash down the door, they come over and open it up. What? What are you all doing out so late?
Working. We need to speak to the elder.
He's asleep right now. We'll go get him for you.
Sorry to intrude. So late, but
If it's important, they'll stand aside so you can come inside.
we'll just walk on in.
As one will head up, the other making their way up to go grab the elder, the other keeping an eye out through the window. It's a decently new experience for you two. You're used to, if you see a tail, it having a scaly appearance. A lot of them are very fluffy here. Soon enough, the elder is brought down. It's you again. How can we help you tonight?
We've done some looking around and have encountered a intelligent servant of Hade Yama. He comes bearing a scroll. There's simply a notice saying he's an emissary here to find out why the dead are walking around.
Would that not just be Yama's will?
If he had to send an emissary here with a scroll proclaiming he is in fact an emissary of Yama, I fear that your people have far more problems than just Yama.
What are you expecting us to do?
Oh, we have him with us waiting outside. Be nice if we could just simply have him come in to speak his own words. Explore.
As you say that, give me a nice little charisma roll.
Wow. Good start. There's one.
With your persuasion, that totals out to a 5.
Yeah, I'm not a persuader.
He looks at the two guards who at this more so for you, Kijo, because you're not actively participating. Can see them already shaking in their boots at the mention. I think it best that I go to them. If you'll give me a moment to prepare.
Well, the emissary isn't certainly going to die of old age waiting.
I better hurry up then before it catches up with me.
I think if you survive that bite, I fear that time is going to be your least important enemy. Seems you have a lot of stride left in you.
I certainly hope so. As he'll step off for a moment. He does not head back up towards the rooms. You see him head toward the kitchen area. As for a brief few minutes, you two are left alone here with the two guards again.
Something the matter.
Are you addressing one of the guards?
Yeah, both of them, honestly.
It's, yeah, I mean, death's at our door. Literally.
Hmm.
As the one near the window, like, keeps peering out it, almost expecting, like they're expecting, the boards to start getting torn down any moment.
If it makes you if it puts you at ease at all, we'd already destroyed his entourage before we understood his intention here. So, at least it's not another horde of them.
As you mentioned that, they seem to lighten up a little bit. Thanks for that, I think.
We'll see how well that plays out. Hopefully soon.
It's been pretty awful every... I've had to be at, like, one of our watchtowers at night. Having to watch those things creep over the ruins. It usually drag away bodies. Wasn't fun to watch. But at least they never came over here.
I suppose that is good.
As you hear, imagine they'll keep doing that.
Yeah, most certainly. The most important thing to do is not give up hope.
People already gave it up, ain't here no more. As at that, you hear a throat clearing behind you as the gray Rothgar steps out. He seems to have a hot pot of tea.
Hmm?
I'm ready.
Might I ask what the pot is for?
Tradition.
Ah, I see. I see. Yeah, nice office stance up.
As you two pick yourselves up, you look over at Kijo briefly as she shoots you a bit of a dirty look. You two stay here, keep an eye on things as always. Wouldn't want one of those shambling things making their way through. Lead the way, sir.
So I've already been bet, and it looks like I've been beaten to it.
As you'll leave the guards behind and make your way back out. As, while waiting in the dark, Trin, Mimi, did you want to do anything? Continue to manhandle the skeleton?
I'm not manhandling anything.
Mimi's gonna check on Sakura with the ring to see if she's managed to get to the boat next to the ship.
Yes.
Are you there? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm just resting.
Okay. How you feeling? Has it gotten worse? I need to go?
I feel like I was about to fall asleep.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. I'll let you sleep. Sorry. I'll check on you when I get back. Okay? Be sure to not wake you up.
Understood. Be careful.
Yeah. If it gets worse, let me know.
Alright. As it'll go quiet again. As not long after, Ijo, taking the lead, the elder in hand, you guys will make your way back out. As you see this old lion man approaching. He seems to stiffen up for a moment as he actually sees Atsuki. As he's holding a little tray with a teapot and a few teacups on it.
Oh, hey, what?
I suppose it did. Hmm.
So if
Nope.
could explain the situation while welcome servant, you all said emissary of Yama.
Here he
This-
is.
This elder is Atsuki. The aforementioned Atsuki.
Atsuki. I'm not sure. Well, actually, he looks him over. I don't know Yomen customs as well, but please accept some tea as the little hospitality we can offer. As he'll set the tray down on some rubble, pour a teacup, and try and bring it over to him. As Atsuki looks at this again, old man, looks down at the cup, accepts it. He brings it up to the mask as he seems to sip it, but you're not sure where it's going.
Niles just looking on, fascinated, like, what? Huh?
Mimi's just waiting to see it like drip under, like from the chest area. She can't see it. She's like, what?
As you all are aware at this point, Atsuki can't talk. Are you going to let him slowly translate, or how do you plan to go about this communication?
It could be best to use the link files, considering the book's so little Kijo.
I mean, I'm still rather rudimentary in it, but there is also a sign language. It's
Mm.
probably
Mimi
the
will
best
offer
way.
her link pearl to him.
Aw.
As he holds up a hand and shakes his head.
I suppose he prefers your method. Trin?
He once, like before, when he pulled out the white flag, reaches inside his coat and pulls out a little board. You see all of the letters and numbers of Trade Tongue on it.
What?
Oh.
What is that?
As you ask, what is that? Trin, Mimi,
Like a writing board.
everybody, just give me an Arcana check.
I'm gonna say, is it a fucking Ouija board?
Yes.
Can I just say it's a Ouija board?
What's a Ouija board? It's a weird fucking square. Hold on, nah.
16. And Arcana. Hold on. 4 in Arcana. That's a dirty 20.
As all of you look at it for a moment. Nihilus, you think you've heard of these? They're definitely some kind of sorcerer's implement. Mimi, you've never seen that before in your life.
Pretty bored.
As Trin, you have the gist and general knowledge of what these are. You know, they usually have a little piece for it, which as you think about that, he takes that out too.
I was gonna say. Again, I'll let you finish first.
That people use to try and commune with the dead. So
Yeah, no.
mostly used for parties and such. You need like from your studies under Eli, actual sorcerer's talent to deliberately call the dead to your side, or sometimes something worse.
Or it's just something you can pull out for like little drunk fortune telling parties. You can like pretend to commune with spirit. If Trin was actual teenage girl and had teenage girl experiences, she'd be like, oh yeah, fucking parties. The local ladies would bust this out and be like, come ladies, do you want to tell your fortunes and let the spirits tell us if we will get pregnant this year? And it's like, yeah, those exist.
Yeah. As
Ew.
also
What
in
are
your
they?
heads while you guys think about it, of all things, of course he still has that. Not the sword, not the most valuable artifact of our family, certainly not. It's the board we take to our group. As you look past him and see Kijo, being very expressive as she takes a moment to take a deep breath.
So it's one of these little doohickeys. That is what we call a Ouija board.
What?
Well, to put it, I've seen this a couple times in one of the many little parties that we would have in Doma Castle, but when Lord Eli was teaching me, it is also an instrument people use to commune with the dead, or more so, spirits. Now, some people like to use it in a more, party circumstance as a way to kind of do little bitty fortune telling and things like that, as if like asking the spirits the future, since people like to assume that now that spirits are disjointed from the physical form, they can also essentially go through time and things like stupid like that. So in this case, he will probably be using that to commune with us. But according to Lord Eli, unless you have any actual substantial magical credibility to yourself, they're actually rather useless. But in this case, it'll be actually rather useful because he is a dead entity and he will be using it to communicate with us.
As
And
there's a
someone
brief.
tried to tell my fortune with that once.
As
Told
from
me these
Kijo,
things existed.
as from Kijo, her eyes change to a look of understanding. Okay, I'm not mad anymore. That's actually hilarious.
What do you mean? What's hilarious about it?
As Atsuki here looks over at you, Trin, with your very vivid explanation, looking at you just again with those dead fish eyes. He always used that thing to speak with spirits. Now he's a spirit, and he's using it to speak to the living.
Ah, yeah. No, it's very ironic. It's beautiful.
Gods.
Either way, I think we can just pretty much ask him any question, and he'll answer it by moving that little doohickey around. The letter at the center is the one that he means to say. Having a pen and paper might be really useful so that you're not trying to figure out all the letters as he spells it out.
As you see him point at it,
Fascinating.
Are the letters in Doman or?
No, they're in trade tongue. They're the
Okay.
common language that most people, you know, the one that's spread the furthest. He points at it as it starts glowing very faintly like his chest cavity. As the thing starts moving on its own, a bit of a green smoke comes up from it as it stops on particular letters as it says, "Yes, I'll do this."
There you go, see? It doesn't exactly work like that, but because he is a spirit and probably magically inclined to some extent, or at least with the power of Yama, he is able to do this. most of the ladies back in the dinner party wish something like this would happen. They had to move it with their hands, all together, which means somebody probably cheated.
As in the back,
Stupid.
Nijo. I still hate it, but at least he's being cool.
They actually say you're not supposed to play around with those.
Hmm.
At least in other regions. They think playing around with one means that you're inevitably cursing yourself.
Nihilus, you've probably heard the off story or two of somebody working with a magic board and being possessed by demons.
It's better if people don't play with things they don't understand. It ends poorly for everyone.
As you see behind Kijo relaxing, shifting around a little as he starts moving across the board. So ask your questions, is what's spelled out in front of you. As do any of you have any particular questions?
Mimi has, but it has nothing to do with the current situation, so she's gonna wait. She'll leave that for another occasion.
As Mimi, you bite your tongue for now. Nihilus, Trin? As Trin, you see Kijo start signing. As yeah, Lynn, you forgot last game she has that written on her sheet as something Kijo just knows.
Okay.
But as you type that out, yeah, Nihilus, Trin, do you have any questions?
Nothing that jumps right away. Honestly,
What
not.
about, like, what does he know about what's going on around here so far? Maybe he knows more than we do.
With a shot.
As Kijo signs out, yeah, I have one. Why you? As he blinks a few times. He uses the board to spell out, why not me? As he doesn't seem to fully comprehend the question. But Nihilus, you were also saying?
If it isn't Yama doing all this, do you have any idea what it could have been?
As Kijo goes, I'll have to ask Yama later. He looks over at you. He spells out on the board, no. All I know is some have escaped the palace.
Howard. The palace.
He clarifies by spelling out Palace of the Dead.
Yeah. And suppose you wouldn't know who escaped.
As there's a brief pause. And he spells out a few. After a bit of he realizes, wait, that probably doesn't explain anything. We don't know. Just that a few left without permission.
Fantastic.
As you say fantastic, the words, "It is not fantastic," appear.
It's sarcasm. It's in fact quite horrible.
He nods his head, thoroughly agreeing with that. As you also hear, he was never good at that.
Oh, gods. You have any way to track down escapees of the Palace of the Dead?
He motions to the board again. As, no, we've been following the plague.
It's not just goes quiet for a little bit.
As in your head you hear, and he leads. As while waiting for the next question, he spells out, by order of Lord Yama, and then also adds in Hades, none are allowed to leave Bajra alive.
How nice of him to instill that. So,
Yeah, that works, Lynn. But yes, as he waits for more questions, he pours himself another cup of tea. He looks up at all of you at this point, as he makes himself comfortable next to the rubble, and takes a sip.
Okay, so we've been dealing with Zalira. Could it be possible that maybe they did something to get those out? Because maybe they took them out. Could that be a thing?
As you say that, he also is looking at Kijo at the moment. He points to the board, the words "who" appear on it. As he tilts his head slightly.
Do they have a different name here?
person are coming.
As for you, Kijo, he starts signing back at you, which, Trin, you're, besides Kijo herself, you are the only one who's able to pick up on this. Is that, he signs out, we've been following the sickness. We know it's we know it is the escapees doing. Unfortunately, it has spread further and faster than expected.
Clearly. So, let's see.
As you sign, and have you traced the source? He signs back. It started at Suzaku Spire.
Zaku's.
That's where it started?
He uses the board again. As he spells out, yes. a door was forced open there.
Hmm.
Guys, what if Mateus did something similar with, like, the different?
Oh. Guess you have a nice element now.
Do you think this would be Mateus? Somebody
If it
else?
started there, he might be aiming because of you. I guess he might be aiming for that.
Hmm.
It was a good couple days back, but Eli told me he was still at the capital.
But didn't you say like he could magic his way anywhere and just be there? Like he doesn't.
Not particularly.
Hmm.
What he tried to do back in Finn was more so a projection of himself, not actually him. Again, according to Professor Eli, he's still at the capital. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know everything Mateus is capable of, so it's really up in the air.
As you also hear in your heads, wonder if Kaze knew anything about this. Actually, probably not. You guys have complicated lives. As you guys are talking about Mateus, though, he uses the board to once again spell out who.
Hmm. Not. Hmm.
There is no hints of irony from Kijo's words. Her life is normal with her undead brother.
Well, if not Mateus, then perhaps you know what a scion is.
As the word no appears from the board. Moment, I'll field this. As Kijo steps forward.
Oh,
She,
you think she's going? You think she's gonna throw him around like a rag doll again?
Kijo, you are able to drag him along rather effortlessly. He is, despite being dragged, he is sitting like very nice, very formal on his knees, teacup in hand. As you just drag him along effortlessly, he takes another sip of the tea. As after he's dragged away, you see Kijo moving her hands rapidly. Nihilus, this is definitely some kind of abstract ninjutsu. Mimi, this is sorcery untold. Trin, you know she's using sign.
I don't think she's gonna throw him anymore.
I haven't seen
I
that
think she's
spell
going to
before.
kill him.
As she explains and acts out an elaborate story. If I had to guess, this story might involve things that have transpired between here and now, but Kijo will explain in a moment. As for you guys over there, you see the Elder as he's looking up at all of you, as he had eventually taken a seat too. This is all very strange.
You get used to it.
Not really.
Evil desires. If I say it enough, maybe I'll believe it one day. The life of an adventurer is a never-ending complex series of problems and migraine-inducing solutions to them.
I'm happy I never took that life for myself. As Trin, from far away, you're able to start realizing what Kijo is explaining over there. As there may be some slight inconsistencies to the tale. There's something about fish in there, and a creepy X. But ultimately, through this elaborate show of hand movements and as Lynn typed herself, a little bit of charades going on in there, as she vaguely acts out Kato's heroic rescue of you, though it seems to have him stumbling and falling on his face for some reason.
Oh.
As
maybe recounting our story shouldn't have, autistic liberties, Kijo? Just calls out.
and then
Is that what's happening?
and then Mimi, you don't understand anything that's going on over there. There's a lot of hand movements, and you kind of understand some of the charades when they start up.
There's nothing between me and Mateus.
Wait, is that what?
Ah.
As you try to intercede, she waves a hand off at you all casually. Even you and Nihilus and Mimi are able to understand it's a gesture of shove off, I'm busy.
Nihilus just sits down.
As she goes on to explain to him about Zalira and Mimi's dead family situation.
Well, Elder, did you have any questions for the emissary when he's done playing charades?
I think so. Just one.
Uh-huh.
As during all of that, Kijo Atsuki was nodding his head along. As you start pushing him back, just sliding across the ground until he's back where he was. He takes another sip of tea and then starts pouring more for himself. Why have you been coming into town every night? As Atsuki looks at all of you for a moment, he motions to the board as the word reinforcements appears over it. Followed by drafting, conscripting. As the elder looks at that like a confused for a moment, looks at all of you.
The bodies you've been seeing get dragged out of the rubble were his entourage he was building to hunt down and capture those responsible for this madness.
I see. So, the infection and the skeleton, they're not the same thing?
His entourage was all skeletons, actually. I think you said yourself, blood and bites tend to spread this infection. I assume the logic was can't spread a plague if there's nothing for the plague to latch onto.
As Atsuki is nodding his head in agreement and points at you, Nihil is like, yes, that. I see.
Which, in all fairness, is a fairly wise decision, actually.
I would like to apologize then on behalf of the town for any interference we had on your efforts. As Suki will point to the board once more and goes, "No, thank you. Burning them made it a lot less, made it so we didn't have to strip the flesh ourselves." I think my curiosity is sated myself. Did all of you have a plan? As he turns his attention towards everybody who's alive around him.
We thought the best course of action at the moment was to inform the powers that be, what's in charge, of this situation we've now uncovered. Seems there's two disparate factions of undead going on about right now. My plan is, at the moment, to work with, well,
Tell the old cat what else he can do that helps. Other than die. I see you thinking about it. Stop it. As she is signing at her brother. As Trin, you're able to again understand this while the rest look at it rather obliviously.
Mouse gets distracted by the furious signing.
As you see Atsuki thinking for a few moments. He starts spelling out using the board. Please stay here. Do not let the sick turn. Continue to burn them. I think we can do that. We've been hunkering down as it is. I think I can collect everybody and encourage them to fortify our location. So long as we can keep fishing, I think we can survive.
Help with food and water. It won't be that great, but it will be enough of keeping us okay.
Yes. If it's alright with you all, it's late. I will explain things to the guards out and prepare to explain the truth of this to everybody. As the old cat picks himself up and he starts looking back towards town before looking back at you all and taking a deep bow. Thank you for enlightening us.
It's the least that we could have done, and our work is far from finished. But you rest.
Yes.
We'll take care of the rest.
Again, thank you. Unless anybody wants to stop the old man, he'll start making his way back towards town. As Akijo, you take the tea kettle. There's a brief look on his face as he looks up at you. A deep, sorrowful look in his cold, dead eyes of, but my tea. As I take it, you want to return the tea kettle to him, as the old man seemed ready to just leave all of that out here.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it out for a little bit.
As Kijo, you take a minute to look at the elder and give a bit of a shrug. As you start enjoying the tea yourself. Once more, all of you have been left alone with the skeleton. It's been a bit. Nihilus, you've asked some questions. Do you have any more? Also, Trin, Mimi?
No, I got nothing.
As
So you don't know who Zalira is then?
he shakes his head at you.
It makes sense. The gods don't want real people talking about or knowing about the Scions, do they?
Someone can stop them. It's Hades, right?
Stories to be believed. Took the use of Alexander to put them down. The weapon, not the.
We need Hades' help. Stop Zalira.
Here's if Hades needs our help to put the prisoners of the palace back where they belong. And to also stop this actual living nightmare from spreading any further.
There's a brief moment as he absentmindedly moves his hands toward the board as he's like, I didn't ask for help.
We're helping now. We're involved.
There's a brief moment, he points at the board. Okay, appears. He puts up
Especially if this.
absolutely no fight.
How is this? What's important is that you said this all started from the spire of Shizaku.
As you all also hear. Seems our plans haven't really changed. Zaku Spire remains the destination. So, it seems you have a jaunt in Yomi. So you have a jaunt in Yomi ahead of you too.
What is Yomi?
There's a blink from Kijo.
I think she means the underworld.
Oh, I understand now. It's so much easier to just one machine. At any rate, she's right. If we can deal with this and get in Hades' good graces, maybe he'll be more open to help about Zalira. Seeing as that he seemed extremely standoffish last time we spoke.
Very much so.
Suki looks at you all slightly confused, like you've spoken to him.
It's oh, I'm still here.
In light of this, he was probably busy.
Wait, how long ago was? How long has this been going on?
You know, this place has been going on for about a month, from what the Elder explained to you when you got here.
When did we go to the underworld and talk to Hades? I forget. It was back in the Republic. It was we were doing.
Roughly a month.
Fuck. I think you might be right, actually, PJ. Oh dear.
All starting to connect now.
Indeed. Yes. Right. It is particularly late, and I suppose some of us need rest. All that. We should head out to Shizaku Spire in the morning. I think. That's where all this hell broke loose from. First place to look, right?
While you are suggesting that, Kijo buries her face in her hands as you all hear. We also have to talk about planning.
Whatever do you mean?
Juliet and Sakura are going to be a problem.
Leave the ship. She needs to stay away from this place or she's gonna get worse.
That's the ether thing.
I mean, I don't want to place my bets too much on it, but we do have this Suzaku totem. It does seem to have some semblance of warding properties. Maybe we can have Juliet hold on to it for some added coverage.
Doesn't though, right? It just makes it slower.
Better
That
than
might do
nothing.
for her, yeah. As Kijo nods in agreement with you, Trin.
But it was good fun.
I don't think we can let Sakura stay here.
It. She will keep trying to cure people like that, won't she?
Exactly. She's the only one in this town who can stop these people from dying. She won't sit still.
We can all stop these people from dying if we go cure this, if we go remove the source of the plague. Potentially.
Not fast enough.
Do it. Stop it first.
As while you're all discussing plans, Atsuki starts gesturing with the board as he spells out, "My plan was to declare martial law."
I don't think that would gone over as well as you'd hope it would.
I thought it was a good plan.
Also stairs.
As the two of you stare him down. He looks up at you innocently, like a child, missing their ribs.
It's the most fucking uncomfortable imagery you can be using. What are we supposed to do? I mean,
That's not a bad one, but obviously doesn't help stopping Sakura from taking on more than she can manage.
maybe we can. No, it's. Take her with us.
But if we find more people that might need help, then she's just gonna get worse.
That girl will kill herself if she thinks it will save people. It's her duty, as Kijo does some air quotes for emphasis. Also, I do have a question. Listening to everything and thinking. How are we going to get there exactly?
Would have been a. Well, there's no guarantee in it for shipboard.
As you hear from Kijo, walking? I figured we'd just be walking.
Yeah,
You're not up for
I would
walking?
walk.
I mean, sure, I just also mean, who knows what we'll run into on the way? Not that we can't deal with it, but... I guess it also depends on, who and what we are and aren't bringing. If it's not safe for Juliet, do you think it's safe for Boko?
I don't know. Look, it was a strange bird.
Well, to be fair, with most of us, we can see some sort of blessing, whether it be of light or of darkness, which is why we assume that most of us have cover. Last I checked, Boko doesn't exude either one or the other nihilist, so we have to probably be safe to assume that Boko is just as susceptible as Juliet.
They use dark magic.
So,
They maybe they have some sort of coverage, right?
I don't want to risk Boko.
that's not how it works.
I'd rather not risk anyone who doesn't have a guaranteed protection.
I can
And even that being said, we don't necessarily have a guarantee, we're just kind of assuming it.
Honestly, I have no idea. That bird confounds me. I'd believe the bird is a scion in disguise if you told me.
Yeah.
I really hope not. I don't know how I can feel finding out two of my traveling companions. So,
I mean, Kato might be a scion for all we know.
I don't think I am. At least not from everything we put together.
Probably not.
I remember being, normal, actually.
just until we find out that you were just Belias, but instead of a book, you got a body.
I hope not.
It would be very awkward.
As you also hear from Kijo. I suppose we could take the airship if we're bringing everyone? I don't know where we'll land, though.
Atsuki,
He looks up at you. He
If
seems to have
we-
finished his tea again.
if we are to capture or destroy these escapees, would all this cease to exist?
He motions to the board, the plague, with a question mark for clarification.
Yes, the plague, the nightmare plague that exists right now.
I have no idea.
Can Hades cure this?
There's a pause from him. He looks deep into your eyes as he gestures out. He's the god of death, not life.
The
But maybe.
gods are just as clueless as we are.
You know, he
That's
actually
right.
did. He did mention that he's the god of things like that before. Actually, I should have seen that coming. I hate everything.
Atsuki adds in, I don't know anything about this plague, other than people die and get back up.
What a horrid plague. Now, well, I wouldn't give for an actual necromancer to be here. Maybe a Mysidian one. A little creepy, but sometimes you find a good one. Good. He does the air quotes. Don't tell Juliet I said that. She might get ideas.
I'm stomped.
There's a brief look from him as he motions to it as you're talking about necromancers. Just the words, "That's illegal," appear in the air.
He just pushes it away with his hand like, get out of here.
That sounds like something that would. Necromancers sound like something that would piss Hades off.
Kijo nods their head.
Well, I'm stomped.
Alright. If the origin was Sakura's Spire, Suzaku's Spire, I can't fucking talk, my brain is oozing out of my ears.
Damn, Sakura got famous fast.
Yeah. So if Suzaku's Spire is where this all started, someone decided to open a door they shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our entrance into the underworld from wherever they broke out.
Hmm.
So I guess, with no other leads aside from that, we could try tracking them down through the path you've been following, Suki.
Makes me wonder.
Wonder what?
If they were able to open a door to the underworld in Suzaku's shrine, if Suzaku would have tried to do anything to stop it, that's where we were all told, and where I was even told that Suzaku resides. Makes me wonder if she's been compromised in any sort of way.
How do you feel our odds be against fighting Suzaku's version of whatever happened to Ifrit?
Oh man, wouldn't that be great? Because I just can't have anything fucking easy now, can I?
Not a single one of us can, Trin. It's part of life.
This is bullshit. Life's
Exactly.
bullshit. I resign.
Mm-hmm.
Don't resign yet.
I resign! Pulls out knife!
Put that down. Just slaps him. Put that down.
Wow.
You can't resign now because we'll just get back up, remember?
As you say, I resign. On the board, he spells out, "Are you looking for employment? Hades could use more good soldiers."
What's the pay like? Wait, do I have to lose my jaw?
There's a brief moment. He shakes his head no, and then he shakes his head no again.
What you need to pay for, you'd be dead.
Huh? You'd be surprised. Money has value in all sorts of places, no matter where. Heaven or earth or hell.
As
Is there
Kijo, you sign to him, hey, what do the escapees look like? He signs back, they looked dead. It makes them hard to find.
What's he say?
Astrin, you're also able to translate.
The dead zombie escapees look like dead zombies.
He's slow. He just looks at Suki.
Yes. That's exactly what he said.
He looks up at you all like this makes perfect sense and there was no problems.
So Hades, god of the underworld, shepherd of souls,
Uh-huh.
lord of the palace of the dead,
Yes.
ordered you. He points his finger as close to his face as possible, almost poking him, to find said escapees that broke out of his palace, and you don't know where they are, how to find them, or what they look like.
There's a long pause from him. He starts motioning to the board again as he spells out, "My plan was to kill every undead in Bajna."
Solid plan.
You know, the more this happens, the more this goes on, the more resemblance I see, but for the wrong reasons.
I hate that he has a point. I hate it so much, you all hear in your head.
What's the point? Kill every undead.
I mean, it would
I
have solved the
suppose.
problem. It would have
Yeah.
solved the problem one way or another, even if it would have been the slowest solution. It would have still
Yeah.
gotten you an end result in some sort.
Yeah, you just take your sweet time killing every shambler in all of Bajna. Meanwhile, the ones making them might not even be on this fucking island anymore.
Better than doing fucking nothing. I don't know why you're so angry.
He motions to the board again. That's the only thing I'm sure of.
How can you be sure they haven't left?
The fleet hasn't let anyone leave.
It's your fleet. I should have seen that coming. Why didn't I think about that? I almost forgot about the Ghost Fleet.
As the dots connect, yes, the ghosts seem to be with him.
So you were in charge of the skeletons and the ghosts. And the zombies are the other ones.
He nods his head.
You are certain you don't employ zombies.
He nods his head.
We have a ghost fleet surrounding Bajna. And you had a battalion of skeletons marching around.
He's
Okay.
kind of zombie adjacent. Not pestilence, though.
I don't know what to classify him as. There has to be a faster way to find them. Which way were you going to find this source? Where's their trail leading?
As he ponders that for a moment, he motions and like gestures as it takes a moment for you to realize he's asking for a map.
Yeah, hold on.
As he starts gesturing to it, just for reference, all this lovely island right here.
Uh-huh.
As he points to the town you're currently at, as he starts tracing his finger around the coastline, going all the way around and then toward the center. His plan, which he slowly explains and gestures out, was to secure the entire coastline and start combing his way inward. To methodically and slowly go over every single inch of land.
How is Hades incapable of tracking down these two?
I mean,
He is
once
very
they're out of
busy.
his, one of that, and the kind of once they're out of his domain, it's kind of literally out of his hands. You're
know-
you're acting like the gods are omnipresent and omniscient.
I'd like to hold on to the belief that at least one of them still is.
Nope. That's why there's multiple, and they all reside over different domains. They can't all do the same job. That's stupid.
He actually points at the board and the words come up. One is.
Oh, one is.
As with that, you also hear from Kijo. Slow, but effective. The only real issue is that almost the entire island would be dead by then. Suppose that isn't entirely his problem, though.
It's everyone else's problem. That plan is not.
Look, Hades' domain is the dead, not the living. Of course he's not going to care.
You're right.
I feel like we're getting mad at the wrong people at this point.
You're right. We are. Who's the omniscient one?
As you ask that, he points at the board as the word Zodiac comes up.
I thought you said you didn't know what a scion was.
A what? Comes up.
What?
I'm not crazy. Zodiac popped up in the big book of scions, right?
Absolutely.
Cool. But do you mean what? What? No. Wrong question. Who is Zodiac?
He shrugs.
I'm gonna break the board over your head.
Don't do that. He won't be able to talk to us anymore.
I know.
I have heard
Don't
of them
know.
from Hades. He spelled out. Or sorry, he thinks you're all from basically around here still for the most part, so he'd use Yama.
Okay. So, Yama talks about Zodiac. What does
You know.
Yama say about Zodiac?
There's a long pause as he starts spelling it out. He is a good-for-nothing troublemaker who makes his job so much harder.
Is that true? If I remember, what was the entry in the Big Book of Scions? Because I don't remember the actual name of it.
Oh, Zodiark's title?
Yeah.
Keeper of Precepts.
Is there any deeper detail what the fuck that means?
To give you the definition of precepts, rules, regulations, general like societal notions.
Oh my
Ruler of-
god.
The, the ruler of the rules.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's the rules lawyer.
Nah.
What a fucking nerd.
So
I was
all
just
hear
like-
from Kijo. Actually, that tracks.
Does it? I
Maybe it does.
As Natsuki looks up at you all with sweet, dead, innocent baby eyes. Like, my plan was good. I've clearly done nothing wrong here. I have been nothing but helpful. As you all hear from Kijo elaborating, Zodiark is the guy who says light and dark doesn't mix. That poisoning you feel when using your blessing is basically his fault.
I've never felt anything from using my blessing, so I'm assuming you mean Nihilus.
I ever felt something weird using my blessing? I forget.
There was one time you felt weird.
Oh yeah. Wait, why did I feel weird? When did that happen?
It was a while back. But like I think you had just gotten the darkness, and then you started feeling woozy and fucky, and it was like, oh, they don't mix.
Yeah, when your soul got a little more skewed towards oblivion.
You tried to be Sakura.
Dark
And you, I believe a few times you guys have heard that light and dark shouldn't mix.
mixed.
Because I think it was also the first time with Mimi when we saw the darkness go, and it was like, quick, let's put some light in there, and it was like, that's not a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned some shit about the Zodiac before, yeah. Like when I was not in control of my body.
As you also hear, I'm also pretty sure he's partly responsible for Anima. I'm gonna kill him.
Okay, so now that we've established a lot of things, what's the plan?
Ugh.
So clearly we don't want to do Atsuki's plan because that takes too long, and the inevitable will still happen, and that everyone in Bojna will be dead. But the problem will be solved.
He gestures
But
to
it's
the
not-
board as the words, "I'm confident it would have succeeded in 20 years max."
Bit too long, but you're right, and I'm not going to say you're not. But let's put that plan on the side over there, right over there. We're gonna put that plan right there, and we're gonna leave it there, because most people here agree that it's probably not the best one. Any other plans?
Well, they can't really do anything without people to infect. Can't they use those ghosts to just like protect the villages and the town and just wait for them to get there? Because they will try go for the people. So if they keep the people safe, they should go after them, and they should be an easy target that way, right?
Kijo does bring up a good point that we should do something about Sakura if we're gonna head to the Spire, though.
Yes, yes, we should.
As probably go to the spire, take the ship maybe, unless we're going to tie the Sin Eater to a chair and put Hammer on watch.
Sakura's not gonna let us do that.
That's why we tied her to the chair. So of course, no one wants to be tied to a chair.
I have all the rope.
I could put her to sleep.
Mm.
We'll have to get the sneak up on her.
Well,
If
she's
we
just
tie her,
sleeping right now, so maybe if you just
Doesn't
cast
she
sleep
sleep
while
in her
she's already
armor?
sleeping. Probably.
Sometimes.
well, we need to take advantage of her without her armor. Because if you just tie her up with rope and she's wearing her armor, it's just a matter of just enough friction to cut the ropes. We need to get her in the bath.
What?
Definitely wouldn't let us, but I don't think she could stop us. Kijo.
We need to make sure that she's naked. Around someone
Comfortable
that
in this?
around
Are you
someone
doing-
that around someone that she trusts wholeheartedly. and we take advantage of her sense of security and ambush her, and then we tie her to a chair.
Yeah, no.
And that's
Mimi?
why you're doing it, points to Mimi.
Are we sure we can't just be straightforward with this?
You
Indeed.
think she's going to say no?
They're currently sleeping right now. Just we can just sneak in, cast sleep, and then just take the armor off and just leave
That-
her with.
That works too. Glad I thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're missing a key point here.
Okay, so I see we're going with this. I get the logic, and it would totally work. Just one thing, a small suggestion, crazy, but it could just work. We bring her with us.
Yes.
But we just thought of this idea.
You thought of this idea.
And it's a good one.
That's what Atsuki said about his idea.
As he motions to the board, and also the words pop up, it is a good one.
Be safe if we just keep her tied up.
We're bringing her with us.
Okay, how about this? Let's go a few steps back. We're going to be transparent with her, and we'll take her with us.
She needs rest.
Glad I thought of it.
Be a very good idea. Mimi, listen. We have a better chance of keeping her alive if we know where she is. Now, I love him. Trust him with my life. He couldn't stop Sakura. Every time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No one... We will make sure no one else succumbs to this. Right?
Don't nod.
Hey, Atsuki, do they have spirit sake in the underworld? Is that actually a thing that exists?
He motions to the board, the word yes pops up.
Fuck, you didn't bring any with you?
Shakes his head.
Fuck! I heard that stuff will get you fucking nutters.
He starts spelling out, it's pure ether. There's another pause. I'm not sure what it would do to a person. Maybe make you live longer?
I don't know what it'd do. I mean,
Maybe
I'm
kill
kinda,
you.
I'm kind of like a small percentage god, technically, if we really want to look into it and I'd be fine, right?
As you contemplate this, you also hear, he'd believe her if she said she could handle it. I mean, there's always the possibility he's actually very cold and severe when he needs to be. He is Garland, after all. But I don't want to rely on that. He seems like a teddy bear.
Being the Emperor second. It was a prestigious title, but I'm not sure how he was before.
Kijo, you're ready to explain what a teddy bear is, but you get distracted by the Spirit Sake conversation.
Kija, you can't tell me you haven't been curious about spirit sake.
Just in the background. What's a teddy bear? It's a weird donut thing.
Stuffed bear.
Like taxidermy?
No, like a doll. But it's soft, like a soft doll.
Plushy?
Yeah, like that, a plush. Kind of like my Namizu, but it's shaped like a bear.
Huh.
A bunch of those at home, but it's not bear shaped.
What are they shaped like?
You have like dogs and cats and birds.
All this like Lalafell, Rogatins, you know.
I'm going to go back to the ship now. You hear as Kijo starts walking away.
Where are you going?
Do you have dolls of your family?
Atsuki looks at all of you, looks at Kijo, stands up, takes a bow, and puts down the tea. Starts walking after.
Yeah. Mimi started walking after right after Trin asked about the plushies.
If we're going to Suzaku Spy and potentially going into the underworld, maybe we can find some spirit sake.
I mean, if we're there, why not?
We're trying to stop the extermination of Bajna.
Are you telling me that I can't enjoy some of it while I'm at it?
Yeah, Nihilus, this is going to happen after we save everybody. It'll be a treat, a well-earned reward.
I'm not saying I'm going to find the spirit sake and chug it while I'm in the middle of a mission, Nihilus. I'm just saying it's something to look forward to once we've got it, to make me look forward to getting out. Come on, I've got to have some personal stakes, or isn't this fun?
Hmm.
You act like I didn't try to commit suicide a couple days ago.
What?
There we go.
All of you will start making your way back toward the ship. As,
Man, I love when Trin just drops those bombs.
Oh, get back! What does that mean?
as we're gonna go on a quick little break. For you guys, the big decision is, are you walking? Are you going to, take a wagon with Boko? Are you going to try and fly the ship there? And, if you're going to try to leave anybody here / on the ship, or take them with you. Just as, brief things to consider, you will get the answers to that once we're back from the break.
Okay.
But yeah, congrats! You've gotten to know Atsuki a little better. And his brilliant plan of slowly combing over the entire land.
Why is he so goddamn stupid?
I mean, technically it would work.
He has
Take a
all
little
the
bit,
time in
but
the
yeah.
world. You guys don't.
On the timescale he's working on, his plan is perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got to run to the bathroom really bad. I'll be right back.
Mostly because he doesn't have any reason to care about saving people.
Yeah. Man, do it.
Yeah, eventually the island will be out of resources.
His job
Great.
gets easier the more that die.
Yep.
So anyway, you can kind of see how he got killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, it was mostly that he was sent on a suicide mission like everyone else, and he's apparently pretty good with a sword, but also, he doesn't really do short term. Which is actually a funny contrast to Kijo. But I digress. I'ma get some cake, BRB.
Hey. Shit, I didn't get my. Get the crisp.
I'm debating if I want another meatball sub.
Why not?
Well, so I made 28 meatballs. When we had the spaghetti, when we had them with spaghetti,
I'm
I had
back.
6. I had 6 meatballs, and then yesterday I had a meatball sub. So that with 3 meatballs, that's 9. And then I had one today for another 3. That's 12. Yeah, it's 12. So if we divide the meatballs evenly between me and Jester, 28, that means we each get 14 meatballs. I think Jester had 4 on the spaghetti night, so I don't know. There's still plenty of meatballs. But man, am I eating a lot of meatballs. I mean, I fucking made them, but like, I'm eating a lot of meatballs. But I'm so down. They're so good as a fucking sandwich. Holy fuck. It's such a simple sandwich. Just freaking do the thing and then just pop it in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll probably do it for like 25 minutes so I can get more like crispy cheese. But like, it's so quick and easy. But it's just like, I'm eating all the meatballs. I'm scared that
does
Jester's
sound
gonna be
really
like,
nice.
I'm scared that Jester's gonna be like, yo, you ate all the meatballs. And I'll be like, eh. But he's already like not super big on ground beef, and he'd probably tell me to eat them anyway because I made them. But like, I'd feel bad.
But you worked hard and they're delicious, so enjoy them.
Hmm. Because if I have another meatball sub, it's gonna have 3 meatballs on it, and that'll be the 15, so I'll be 1 over my half the side of meatballs. I mean, they're not that hard to make either. I can always just get the ingredients and make more meatballs if Jester really wanted more meatballs.
I get that.
That's if he even wants meatballs. He's someone that doesn't like ground beef. It's weird. He doesn't like ground beef, but he likes hot dogs and sausages. But he hates ground beef. Or ground meat in general.
But those are
Delicious.
explicitly ground meats in a tube.
Yeah, I wish I could explain. I wish I could understand. I don't understand either. There's something about a sausage though, or a hot dog. It just has more give to it. He's explained to me in the past that ground beef is kind of like eating pre-chewed food, and it's usually bland, which is why it's usually covered in some sort of sauce or stuff. And again, it's usually ground into like a mush. And I get it, but a sausage is really no fucking different.
Yeah, it's just if I remember right, like about sausages, it's just a specific part of the animal.
Well, a sausage is usually a whole other animal in general. Sausage is usually pork. Ground beef is beef.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
With
like,
pork,
I thought it was specific parts of a pig.
yeah, with pork, it's usually like, again, it's ground and cured, and there's usually spices already in it, and again, it's cured. So of course, a sausage is going to have more flavors to it. But ground beef, you're usually supposed to make it as a dish when it's fresh, not really with the same. A sausage is never fresh, you know?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can understand with it. That's why the next time I make meatballs, I might put a bit more salt and pepper in it to give them a little bit more of a salty flavor, or I'll just use garlic powder, because usually garlic powder is a good way to give it more flavor, and maybe some onion powder too. But like,
I love garlic and onion powder. They're just so convenient.
yeah. So like, because I put in like garlic paste, because it asks for minced garlic, but I have a really good garlic paste, and then I minced onions. But it's that thing of like, that only gives it so much flavor. Because again, you're supposed to also like simmer them in tomato sauce for like 2 hours. And that also gives the tomato sauce like a meaty flavor. But like, I don't know. It wasn't enough for him. He told me that they were kind of still bland. He said they were good, but they were still kind of bland on their own, which was just like, well, that's fucking meatballs for you. That's why you like put parm and have it with spaghetti and sauce.
It's been so long since I had spaghetti and meatballs. I really want some now.
Yeah. I can always pass Grant the recipe that I used, and then he can make them. It's really easy. Like, it's stupid easy, actually.
Oh yeah, it's Grant's made it before. It's just like lately we haven't had it in a while.
Yeah. I just love experimenting. I love cooking new things when I find a recipe.
Yeah, he tried something new tonight where he like diced up some potatoes, put it with ground beef and rice and celery all together.
Yeah. No,
It was
sausage
good.
is the last- Yeah.
It was good. Like I talked to him about it after. It was just like a little on the bland side with like the flavors in it. That it's like it was a good base. Next time we like try and like experiment, throw some spices in it, see what works, give it some kick.
Yeah, it's when it comes to like mixing like diced potatoes and ground beef, it's like if it was like a mashed potato and then beef, it's really hard with like certain things. So if you try to make a potato dish and then try to have something within the potato, unless it's like cheese and like creams to like soften it up, it's gonna feel weird. I feel like making like a pot pie or a meat pie of some sort might be pretty good,
Hmm.
but
I think the big strength there, where the
Shepherd's
spices would be
pie.
good, is like getting them into the meat
Yeah.
and rice more than the potato.
Shepherd's
Yeah.
pie. Best one.
sausage is more of a sponge consistency. Ground beef is grainy and weird. To me, meat is meat. Sausage just pig intestines. No, sausage is not just pig intestines. The casings used to be the intestines way back when, because they were long and tube-like enough that you could just put the cured meat in that and keep it tube-shaped. Nope, sausage is a less than prime cuts pureed together and then put into a casing, which additionally is where, yeah, okay, perfect, yeah, so explained it.
Yeah.
Lynn is back. Also no. The intestines are often used as casing, but the insides is usually a grind of whatever you had left after getting the cuts you want out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, blood cake is just blood.
Like people like to shit on like hams and bolognas and that they're like the shitty meat that remains that no one wants, and it is kind of true, but that's mainly what hot dogs and sausages are. It's the part of the pig that wasn't good enough. But you still want to use it, so because you're hungry and you don't want to be wasteful. But yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Everybody, I hope you've enjoyed the break with cooking advice and facts from
Oftentimes
Squeaky.
it's not that it wasn't good enough, you just didn't want to do all the extra work.
Fun food facts with the gang. But yes, is everybody here and ready? Squeaky?
I am.
Yeah, I'm here. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure you are
The
prepared.
grind you use for sausage is just everything after you said fuck it, throw it in the grinder and get this over with.
And then Din, you just said you're ready. Lynn, you're here. Are you prepared? Or are you enjoying your cake and would like another minute? And Anthony, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
I ate cake.
Alright, perfect. I'll take I ate cake as I am ready to end all of existence. Let's go. So yeah. As you
Huzzah.
guys finish up your conversation and start stepping your way back to the ship.
It's on the BRB screen.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Man, it's so nice having a button for it now. I don't have to, like, reopen the program and be like, alright, I'm gonna carefully click on it. Thank you so much for this, girl. It's so useful. As you guys make your way back to the airship, Sakura is currently asleep in her room. Eli is doing Eli things. Boko is below deck, just fluffed up very comfortably in one of the corners of the lounging area. But on deck are Hammer and Juliet looking out at you guys. Oh hey, you're back! Hey! As he's waving at you guys from the ship. Who's the new guy? Why is he glowing?
The long story.
As
Julia, got you a souvenir.
oh, what is it?
Here you go, so you don't die. Just gives her the Suzaku totem.
As you have to like trot a little to catch up. As while stepping onto the ship, Kijo just seemed to seize Juliet, and Juliet's like, "Oh, where are we going?" But as you catch up, you hand her the statue. Don't die. Wait, what? Does this have to
There
do
you
with
go.
the zombie thing?
Maybe. Maybe. We're not sure. But a whole shrine was burned down, and this was the only thing that remained unscathed. That's gotta mean goddamn something.
Yeah, I think it means your Suzaku really likes this. Good for her.
Which means that she probably might make sure it doesn't get damaged in any way. Which means if you shove it up somewhere, you will be fine too.
Oh. I'm not sure if I should be offended or touched.
Huh?
As in your heads you hear, remember what happened at Anima's temple? This whole island is that. What do you mean at oh. As Juliet's face just sinks. Right, that. As you guys step onto the ship after. Yumi making her way by to head below deck. As Hammer's like, whoa! I can see this guy's ribcage! Hammer sticks his hand in Tsuki's chest.
Hammer, you're supposed to ask for permission first.
Oh, sorry. May I stick my hand in your chest? Tsuki just stares at him as this happens in the back.
Your brother's a riot, Kijo. This is great.
So, there's a long defeated sigh from Kijo. Kijo, it really has to be unpleasant watching everybody handle your brother. I don't know what it is with my family.
He's quite a looker, isn't he, Juliet? Once you get past the giant glowing rib cage, and he has his missing lower jaw, I think he's quite a catch. You don't have to worry about ever cooking it just in case you suck at doing that.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. He's kind of on the lanky side though.
Well, look at him. He can't hold food.
Well, I mean, fair point. There is definitely a giant hole where a lot of him should be.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy that I can carry him, but he can't carry me. You know what I mean?
You don't know if you don't try.
Like literally, look at him. There's
Yeah. I'm looking.
He's literally made of ethereal essence.
Uh-huh. He comes with his own nightlight, Juliet.
I like sleeping in the dark. So, that's
I tried.
is the plan to walk or fly or? As he's trying to divert, Kijo slams it right back with, he was pretty popular before he died.
There you go. It's probably quite the ladies' man, too. Now he's just a
No.
dead man. Oh. No?
Just a hard no. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, popular while he was alive, and, like, sure, there's somebody into that. I mean, you're saying a lot about a Trin, are you?
No.
Well, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere. So yeah, what did you guys find out? You just explained this is Kijo's brother, and I can see, he's dearly departed. So was there anything else that happened?
He is an emissary of Hades. He was sent to figure out what was going on, and he had a perfect plan to ensure the problem was solved. Give or take 20 years. We have decided that that is apparently not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think we have 20 years.
No, we unfortunately don't. Unless I'm wrong, I think we're still heading over to Suzaku's Spire. It's just a matter of if we're flying or walking. And if I remember correctly, Walking is a couple days. Maybe a day or two if we find a cart of some sort to take with us. Unless we loaded up the cart. No, we did not, actually.
No, you left the cart
Oh, we
behind when
can-
you took the boat.
Or we can try to fly, but we probably won't be able to land the airship. Or we're going to have to park it in a very obtuse location.
Like, on top of a mountain?
And then we have to climb that mountain. Apparently there's a door to the underworld in Suzaku's temple.
Oh, that'll be helpful, I think. Do we have anything we're doing down there?
Don't everyone speak at once.
Honestly, airship. Now, if the airship is impossible to use efficiently, we just have to walk or climb our way down. We don't have to worry about a cart falling off the ridge.
Well,
Airship could work. Mostly just don't know if there's anywhere to land. You all hear in your head from Kijo.
Well,
I mean,
it'd just be possible for some of us to just hop off.
There's the top of the mountain, like you said. There's got to be at least some place. Honestly, as long as it can get us closer than where we are now, I still think it's a win.
Hammer might know more about this. I'm no expert on these contraptions, as Hammer looks over. Huh? Oh yeah, like, these things can land on land, they just need a good strip to put themselves down on.
Okay, well,
Nice big
can-
clearing for it, you know?
Well, we'll definitely get closer faster on the airship. It'll just be a matter of where to park, which could also maybe further delay us, depending on how far a good strip of land is. So I don't think it's not worth the shot. Right now it's getting rather dark though, and apparently darkness is when all this chaos happens, so it might not be best to set out immediately. Might be good to set out as soon as the sun rises.
Oh yeah, Hammer kind of points out in the opposite direction. As you look out on the ocean, you see some glowing specks on the horizon that kind of resemble Atsuki's chest cavity.
I see. They're out and about already.
Yeah, they kind of, after the sun went down.
Yep. So it means that going right now is an absolute no-go.
Well, these are Atsuki's.
He looks over at you like, you mentioned my name?
Are these ships not his?
He nods. They are.
Could you tell him to not shoot us out of the sky?
He takes out his board again. Yes, if you don't try to leave the island. So they seem to have no problem with you going inland, just trying to leave is the problem.
I suppose we can go whenever then. Well, we've had a bit of a rough night. Yeah.
As you guys seem to generally be in agreement, you'll head out in the morning. Nobody has any complaints in that regard. Yes. Also, Juliet, assuming we do take the ship and move toward the spire, you'll need to prepare yourself. We have Sakura here, but you will get sick. I mean, I'll be fine if I don't leave the boat, right? And we don't know how close she is to her limits. As Juliet blinks a few times. I mean, she seemed a little off when she got here. Is it that bad already? I mean, like, we saw Nihilus eat a lot of that darkness, and, well, he got better, right? We can just have, like, Diablos fix it. Would she tell us if she was? There's a long silence from Hannah and Juliet. Unless it was going to affect us in a fight, I honestly don't know.
Well, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on her. That's the case.
I mean, if we fly there, at least we'll have us and the ship, and, we stay on that here. There shouldn't be a problem, right? Right?
There's a very serious risk.
Fair point. Well, I'll keep an eye on her and we'll figure out what we can.
That's all we can do, I suppose. I hope this is a mess.
Juliet will nod and she'll be like, well, I'm gonna go get some rest for the night so we can all head off bright and early, right?
Right.
Right.
Thanks for the, Suzaku statue. I'm sure it'll do something.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, me too. She'll be making her way to her room. As Kijo, you will follow. Natsuki looks around. He just finds a nice spot on the deck as he sits down. As for Hammer, I'll make sure everything's in order and then I'll go to sleep myself. Make sure engine's all greased up, all that stuff. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. As Hammer gives you all a little pat as he makes his way by. And he will be going below deck. As Stylish, Trin, Mimi, Kijo, is there anybody you want to have a, like, private or particular conversation with, or do you want to get some rest for the night?
Mimi's gonna be checking on Sakura. She was sleeping, so she's not gonna try and wake her up. So I don't
Yeah.
think there's gonna be a conversation, but she will.
If you're not going to wake her up, she is asleep.
With or without the armor.
She is not wearing the armor bits. She's in her jumpsuit, but not the armor.
Okay, so she's gonna give like a slight, like, she's just gonna like put her fingers on like areas where she knew like they used to be like pieces of bark, and she's gonna try and figure out if there's like stuff growing under there.
Oh, you wanna do that without removing the jumpsuit?
Yes.
Give
She's just
me.
gonna like at like neck area or an arm.
Yeah. Give me perception.
Okay.
Oh, you threw coins out there. I was like, why are you rolling 3? Oh.
Don't worry about it.
With your perception of +4, that's a 15 in total. As you go feeling around at the spots you've seen in the past, you feel a distinct hardness there, and as you feel around, it definitely feels like it's expanded.
Okay, she's not gonna wake her up. She definitely needs to sleep, but she's gonna slowly leave the room and then rush to Nihilus. Nihilus, help!
As Mimi, you'll be making your way up the Nihilus. As again, just to check, Nihilus, was there anybody you wanted to speak with?
We probably would have checked on Boko.
Alright, so you'll be checking on Boko when Mimi comes rushing up. Trin?
Yeah.
Is there anybody you want to talk to before the night's out?
Not in particular. They're probably just gonna take a bath and go to bed.
Alright, as you'll go to rest. Kato will be in the room and make sure everything is prepared for a good rest. Helping. As Lynn, I see you typing. While you are typing that out, Nihilus, you go to check on Boko. Boko is in the lounge area, like the when you go down the stairs, it's kind of like a big open area. There's like 2 couches lining the walls and a table for one. As Boko's kind of settled in the open area in front of the couches without a table. As you go over to her, she seems perfectly fine.
Kind of cats move up.
As eventually, Mimi?
Nihilus, I need your help.
Oh,
Okay, so I went to check on Sakura. She's not okay. I can't really go into I can't really detail a lot because I said I wasn't going to, but whatever she did is making her worse, and I don't know what to do.
well, let's see what we can do.
Like, should I confront her tomorrow? Should I let her sleep now? Should I wake her up and try and talk to her now? She needs to sleep, but that.
She dying?
I don't know.
Let's go.
Whatever's happening is getting worse, and things I was supposed to not to say it, and I'm saying it because She just fidgeting with her hands like.
Calm down. We can look into this. No reason to hold off on it. Might also go to their room.
As Mimi, you'll lead Nihilus to Sakura's room.
Okay.
As meanwhile, Kijo, you go to Juliet's room on the bottom floor. As you poke your head in, and I can't leave this island until this is over. Zaku is their business until this is over. I'll be making you mine. As you turn to leave, you just hear, could you hold up a minute? Yeah, it might be a little dumb to say, but, thinking back to the shrine and if all this like that, it's got me a little nervous. Do you think you could just spend some time here for a bit? As Kijo, you step into the room. You make your way over and sit down next to her. Thanks. As you'll hang out in here for until Juliet falls asleep at least. She's not going to ask you to leave. It's up to you if you want to leave at that point or if you're going to stay in there the night. As meanwhile, Nihilus, you and Mimi go back to the room as you open the door and you see Asakura asleep on her bed.
Mimi's gonna quietly get to the side and sort of like just to like be quiet and then like just to like to touch the area where she's noticed the thing is growing for him to do the same.
Sakura just look worse from here.
Sakura does not look great. She looks a little pale. She seems like she's been sweating a bit.
Did my special blessed eyes notice anything strange?
Not particularly. Darkness. Lots of darkness.
Mimi gonna
I
gesture
feel
for
like
him to-
you have a state for this.
Yes. I do, don't I? Hmm.
But you will make your way over to the bedside.
Yeah.
As, what would you like to do?
Mimi's gesturing the area where like she knows there's like bark growing under. So you can like
They'll fill the area. Like,
As since Mimi's pointing it out to you, you don't have to make any rolls. You can't get a good feel on the texture of it because you know the clothing over it. But like putting any kind of like pressure on it, feeling the area, it's distinctly hard.
hmm.
It does not feel like touching skin, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
she'll talk with him via like Pearl. She'll just be like, I've seen it before, but it wasn't this much. It's getting worse, and it's I don't know what to do.
Need a link Pearl for us. When she absorbed that ether, did it look familiar?
She started getting weak. She couldn't walk very well. She just
It-
got worse, but
Was it like the darkness that you absorbed?
well, I tried to do it first and it didn't work, so I don't know.
When you saw the smoke, it was distinctly a dark smoke.
Okay, yeah, it was some. It was dark smoke, but I tried it. It didn't work, and then Sakura did it, and she did it 4 times. So that was a lot.
Can I at all explain how I absorbed the darkness back at the Infant Shrine?
You don't entirely know. You kind of mimicked Sakura, and it just seemed to work for you.
Hmm.
You know you like took it onto yourself and all of that, but it's not a process that's like super intuitive. Anyone can do this.
But Ifrit, when you got to absorb that, I was around that smoke. It didn't do anything to me. I was fine. Maybe if I can find a way to take it out of her, I should be fine. I should be okay if I do it. But I have no idea how to do this thing.
I myself simply mimicked Sakura's emotions, and it just seemed to work for me. I couldn't explain how it happened either.
What did you do? You just
Mimicked it.
sort of, right?
I simply mimicked her emotion, and it worked, both to mine and her surprise.
Mimi's gonna grab her little staff and rise it up, like towards Sakura, see if something happens.
As you mimic the motions, and Nihilus, you think over that incident. Mimi, nothing happens. Nihilus, the more you think about it, the more you think. Part of it you think was the Dark Knight training. Part of it you think was Sakura already seemed to be doing whatever was transpiring. But there was something else almost helping and nudging it along.
Oh.
You could only you think about it again, your mind, as your eye eventually wanders to your hand and you think back to the glowing sword again.
Oh no.
Doesn't work.
Maybe it's not the right tool. Oh, God, how do I explain this? You've seen the sword, the sword of darkness, like it's summoned, the red one.
Yeah? Yeah? What?
The more I think on it, the more I feel that might have had something to do with its success. It's power. Power you, as a warrior of darkness, have in some capacity. Perhaps not the exact same, but the warriors of darkness.
Wait, so can I use the sword? Would that work?
I think it's probable.
Grab your
The
hand.
exact nature of these things is beyond me right now, despite my ability to call it forth.
Let me try it. Grab your hands.
As you try, Mimi, with all of these thoughts, can both of you roll me investigation real quick?
Okay.
Hmm.
We find out Sakura's been awake all along. Let's see.
Well, you guys are talking over the link, Pearl, unless you say otherwise,
Yeah.
since you took your
Yeah.
time to.
Damn it.
I rolled a 12 total.
As Mimi, you're just trying your
I
best to
rolled
make this
a
sword
12.
appear. You're grabbing at the air, like let's
I
go,
am
sword,
desperate.
let's go.
I have never held a sword before. Here we go.
As Nihilus, you contemplate and contemplate, and you think about a few strange incidences that seem to have happened over your adventures during the last 2 months. People being able to, for lack of a better term, do things that they rightfully shouldn't, or had no real understanding of how. And again, all you can think back to is, in association with it, was the instant with your shining blade.
You're telling me we need a limit break to do this?
I'm saying you may be invoking something. Some sort of blessing you might have upon you.
Ugh.
Mimi is making like all the poses she
No,
can
you-
figure out, trying to make this sword work.
He just like puts a hand like, okay. What I can get is that to do that, I suppose you need to invoke, in a sense, this, at least from my knowledge of my seeing it happen, invoke the blessings you've been given. I've seen Trin do it with her blessing of light, with darkness, and
I've never been able to do it though.
As you say that, Mimi, roll me investigation again. As you are
being a dumb fucking spud.
Mind this time.
as you continue to contemplate this.
Hey.
With a 12, you will succeed. You say that, but you then think back to Anima, and why would it have answered you or resonated with you out of basically nowhere? Sure, there was a shrine close, but wouldn't it have just acted through Kijo instead?
Should I?
When
Anima helped out, but like, that's Kijo's thing, right? Last time I asked for help, they just said for me to cry.
did they not also give unto you chains you've made use of every now and then?
Yeah, but I can't.
Imagine the years of dedication Kijo needed to give to get that kind of power. These blessings, however we invoke it, seem to allow us to do things that may seem improbable or even impossible. Go beyond reason. So,
I don't think the chains can grab
It
the
isn't-
darkness, can it?
it's not the chains I mean. It's the power that you have, the blessing of darkness.
Guess I can try asking Anima's help again, maybe?
I don't think Anima has much to do with the powers of zombification. Not crazy. You seem to be a bit more the boundless rage and chain aesthetic. I'm invoking the power in you. I find it hard to explain. I simply willed it to be, and it manifests. No, not always. Sometimes it was moments of extreme duress.
Okay. Should I sit or she'll close her eyes and try and like focus.
As Mimi like to
The roll. Here we go.
I
yeah.
request one of these. Make your choice.
Which ones are they?
Roll a master.
Okay,
Roll,
yeah,
which allows you to emulate like a magical effect, or give yourself a spell, things like that. Or master, which allows you to succeed. Period.
Let's go, master. Just let me succeed.
Oh, I'm saying both will be applicable for what you're about to do. You can there is no difference like in result. Just which one do you want to give up?
Yeah, let's go with that one, I guess.
Alright, so you'll give up Master?
Or we can use for other stuff later on, I guess.
Just embrace the darkness. Will it to do whatever it is you want more than anything.
As Nihilus, you're encouraging Mimi. Mimi, you are centering yourself. You reach out your hand as there was a bit of light from outside the room around as all of that melts away until you can't make out anything in the room besides Nihilus, yourself, Mimi, and Sakura very clearly.
Oh.
And Mimi, you just inhale as you feel yourself pulling this darkness not out of Sakura, but into you.
She'll just absorb everything, just wrap.
As you do not have somewhere to put this.
Gold.
As congratulations, you start feeling a little sick.
Worth it.
As Nihilus, you see Mimi seems much darker now. Very reminiscent of something that happened to you at Ifrit's.
She puts a hand on her. Easy. Deep breaths. It'll be alright.
Is she okay?
As you two look over at her, there
Did it
seems to
work?
be a bit more color in her, but she is still asleep.
I think it worked.
You've most certainly
Maybe.
made progress. Though I think that's about as much as you can handle.
Okay. I need to sit down. Oof.
Mimi, you need to sit down. You need to sit down. There's a potato on the ground unconscious.
Fine.
grab, just like catch.
Last words.
Unless you think she needs a bed.
Yeah. Just talks to her.
Are you going to talk her in with Sakura, or are you going to take her to her room?
I thought they were sharing a room this time.
No, there were single beds, I think.
Yeah, everybody had their own room. Unless they
Oh,
opted
right.
otherwise, like Kato and Trin have.
Right, those two shared and switched the room. That's it. I'll take it in a room.
As
Just toss me to Boko, it's fine.
you will be set down
me
into
sink
a
there.
bed. And Nihilus, is there anything else you would like to do with the night?
I've forgotten. It's like, didn't write it down.
Mhm.
The voice that speaks to me. That's not Diablo, it's the other one. What was its name again?
Shem Hazai.
Shem Hazal. I think Nihilus wants to go to bed and try out the same thing he does with Diabolos, but for Shem Hazal.
As you do that. You go to lay down. Would you like to give me a roll?
I would love to give you a flat roll. Oh shit. One too many?
Too many. I'll give you
Doesn't
one
matter.
more roll.
Okay.
Okay. As
was a-
you sink into a nice, inky darkness, you have a lovely sleep with no nightmares at all. Brought to you by Diablos. Trademarked.
I caught Diablos, didn't I?
No.
Okay.
Diablos has been protecting you guys from nightmares the whole time.
Ah,
It's why Mimi's not allowed to have nightmares. And Trin didn't have a
Yay.
nightmare. Trin was remembering things.
okay.
But As you all go to rest, the night will come and go, as all of you awake refreshed the next day. And the question remains, walking or flying?
Oh, we're walking, right?
We have a vote from Lynn for flying. Nihilus? Trin?
You try the drive-by fly approach, I think.
Alright, so Nihilus wants to fly. And Trin?
Yeah, we
Squeaky? Friend, if you're there, you're on mute.
We did just eat right now. so
Squeaky
we-
is making food.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, shit.
She
I was-
says fly.
Okay. I'm really sorry about that. I was
She
clicked
can
on...
hear but not talk.
Yeah, okay. I was clicked on the wrong chat. That's why I was like, Squeaky? And I didn't see the
Wow.
messages because I was... I was on one of our other chats, not the RP chat. My bad there. Alright, so with that, you guys will be flying.
No. Why though? Let me get my backpack. Little- She'll attach herself to a parachute.
So, this will take you just barely over a day. Yes,
Maybe feeling
Lynn.
today.
Mimi, you're feeling better than last night, but you feel off is the best way to put it. As you look around, everything just has less color to it. You don't feel as vibrant as you usually do.
Yes, as we all know, Mimi is very vibrant. She's gonna go check on Sakura whenever she can.
As when you go to check on Sakura, she will be fine.
Hell yeah.
As here. As okay, those were not good rolls,
Oh no.
but they weren't bad enough. Brought to you by
Ah.
the advantage of flying.
Uh,
As if Lynn your build if Kijo's building up to talking to Mimi about the increased darkness, we can absolutely get to that as you type out your intent. As you guys will go over the next few days, flying over the woods.
Hmm.
Okay, you're just noting it. You will notice every now and then streaks of burned land and wildfires. Occasionally, a group of people that you guys on this ship definitely have a telescope, even not for like your guys' direct equipment, but as things given to you by the chef from Kugane. You'll be able to peer down at these crowds you see as they walk distinctly in a shambling manner.
Oh, gods.
And every now and then, through the woods, you will notice one other thing that will disconcert you. Occasionally, there are just bouts of red fog covering chunks of the woods.
I want to scream.
All of this is quite dangerous and horrible and would have been one hell of a walk. As you say you want to scream, you hear, you probably should then. You won't have many chances later.
There'll be plenty of chances to rage and scream about the situation after we've succeeded. Look at all the red mist.
As you guys can even see it, hints of what used to be beautiful, vibrant, lively trees, twisted, burnt, corrupted, diseased. Thankfully, for you guys, you chose to fly. As all of these problems are very terrestrial problems.
I have never been more happy about choosing to get an airship in my life. Look at all that.
As you hear, I want to argue, but I won't.
Yes, I've never been more happy that I had someone else choose to get an airship for the entirety of us.
I imagine everybody's looking over the deck and just Trent freaking bursts open from the door. Aren't we glad that we went with my idea?
As you burst out,
Glad I
Suki.
can.
Natsuki looks over at you like thumbs up, great idea.
It's a wonderful idea. No walking through the shit for us.
As Trin, you
Nice.
think certainly thank your lucky stars that you don't have to deal with all of that bullshit down there.
Yeah, fuck that.
I have to ask though, given certain things you've remembered, and how Trin's been, I mean, this is technically half of her homeland.
I'm not disassociating. What are you talking about?
You disassociating,
I'm-
Trin.
I'm finding perfectly healthy ways to cope.
Well, Trinia.
So what's in the liquor cabinet goes inside.
Do not fly.
There's some very fine champagnes and wines and rums and
Do not
vodkas.
get drunk before we reach the spire.
I won't get drunk. I'll just get tipsy.
Don't do that either.
Catnip if you need it.
Cork pop.
Ugh.
Would you
Wait,
rather
think
have
dick's
like
gonna
a
solve
tea,
my
like
problem?
one of
It
those?
fucking doesn't. think getting dick is gonna solve shit? No.
What was
Would
that,
you rather
baby?
have one of those catnip teas?
I'm finding very healthy ways to cope. Thank you
You
very much.
mentioned
Like malt
catnip.
and alcohol.
Let me something.
Maybe
Not
figured out
becoming
how
an
to make
alcoholic,
tea
I
just
already
right,
am
so
one.
she could be calm but not drunk.
Trin, you find a more dangerous combination than catnip tea. You find catnip alcohol.
Oh, God. Was this the chef's idea?
He left
Bastard.
behind a healthy stock of quality food and drinks and alcohols. Respectively, you're all doomed.
Are you speaking as if you're not in the middle of all this with us?
Yes, Kijo, you're like, yes, very respectably, they're all doomed. As this specter behind you nods his head like, yes, very wise.
We are not all doomed.
As he nods his head in agreement with you, and I was like, yes, not remotely doomed. Very wise. As he agrees with both halves of you very sincerely.
There's two. I can't. There's two of them.
As you contemplate just throwing him overboard.
So
looks-
are you gonna?
He
Go
looks
on, say it.
over at you, Kijo, with sweet dead eyes, pure and innocent, deep love, strangled by rigor mortis.
Oh, Atsuki, you're gonna come help fight with us, or are you going to sit back on?
He shakes his head. He points
Uh.
down and nods his head. As he motions to his blade of, yeah, I'm coming with. This is why I'm here. This is my job.
Oh, it's Bobley!
Well, it's like slowly just pinches the bridge of his nose, just.
Suki comes over.
Uh,
He looks at it. He looks at the drink. Like, is it bubbly?
And look, have some.
He takes it.
he
He sips. It's Kijo. You look overboard. No, there's no way the fall could kill you. You just block the ground.
also looks overboard.
Nihilus, the fall could probably kill you.
The fall will definitely kill you.
Yeah.
I know for sure.
But I have too many things to do today right now.
Suki nods his head in agreement with both of you.
Think about it. Do you? They look out into the vast emptiness of the 1,000-yard stare as they sip champagne from the bottle.
Lassie.
Everyone on this ship has too much to do before they can die. Except Atsuki.
Yeah, he looks at you like, he points at himself, even me?
he's like thumbs over except like over his shoulder, except him.
I mean, Atsuki, if you were still alive, what would you be doing right now?
He's quiet for a long time. He takes out the board as he spells out, I'd be going home after completing my mission, but... and it trails off as he looks over at Kijo.
Ah, you would come home after a long day of work to take care of your beloved little sister, an adorable little bean.
As from Kijo, you all hear in your head, reciting poetry, probably.
Ah. Oh, while we're waiting, we should write haikus.
He looks at you. You're not sure if he's happy or if that's his usual dead fish stare.
So here's how a haiku works.
You have to drink catnip first for it to be a haiku.
I mean, that's how you get the really fun. That's how you can get the very fun ones. But no, the haiku, the way it works, it's like it's a short-term poetry. So it's only made up of 3 lines. The first line is 5 syllables. The second one is 7, and the fifth one and the third is another 5. The challenge is to display to relay your meaning and the feeling of the poetry with as little words as possible, because it is believed in Doman society that expression through the most menial of terms is actually the truest form of expression. If your emotions are true, they should be able to be felt even by the most minuscule amount. It's like concentrated feelings. Hold on. Endless suffering. Okay. A realm of death amidst fools. Oh, that's okay. You're on the track there. Life is a great farce. Oh, see, there you go. That's an example right there. A bit grim, but it's a good one nonetheless. Let's see if I can.
You must forgive me.
Fairly accurate.
I was not expecting company.
Let's see. We are getting raided. No, that's 6. We just got a raid. Ooh, that's 5.
What is this?
Welcome, raiders,
You
to
must
the
forgive me,
chat
but I was
of
not
stream.
expecting
That's
company.
7. Hope you have good time. There's a haiku right there. I broke the 4th wall while I was at it. Hello, everybody. I'm not the host of the stream.
We can't keep replying the walls just keep falling. It's made of cardboard.
Hello, everybody.
It's like a house. It's like a house in Half-Life.
I was going to wait for a breather to follow, but
Look at me just doing it for you.
why am I
It's
getting
probably
so
like
many
a-
raids? Who are all of you people?
Looks like the fucking Combine come by here every other day.
Oh my god.
Is this 3 raids in a row?
Correct.
Woo!
Oh yeah, it was. It was.
Is this how?
We've got XO Coco-chan with a raid of 17, Agmabon Sect with a
What
raid
is
of
this?
5, and
You
Angorazelia
must
with
forgive
with
me,
a
but
party
I
of
was not
10.
expecting
Hello and
company.
welcome to the stream. Now Jake, introduce us because it's not my stream.
Look at us being popular.
Yes.
Hi everybody, welcome to me, that
Hello
damn cat. This is our Final Fantasy themed D&D. It's our lovely Sunday night. Oh, you were
Here's my
playing
hand.
D&D together? Fantastic.
With my hand in case you want to tap out.
Hello there.
Right now, the party are in Zombieland having a fantastic time flying over all their problems rather than through them. And, I usually am doing this. Lately things have been busy. I haven't been able to do some, other streams, but I also occasionally will play some video games with the delightful cast here.
Hello.
As I'm trying to remember commands so I can shout out people. Why is the shout out command not working?
Oh, it's because Cloudbot turned off for everybody. You gotta go back and turn it on.
Ah,
My dead
motherfucker.
brother showed up. He's a
Oh.
dork.
Well,
I both love and hate it.
Let's see. If anything, I can try to. Hold on, I can.
Because I know it didn't, or Twitch itself have like a new command for shouting out people?
Yes, actually. I think it's
Yeah, that's what I was trying to type in, but I couldn't legitimately not remember it.
shout out and then XO Coco Chan. We've got a shout out for XX Coco Chan. Hello. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
the
much.
raid.
Welcome everybody, welcome.
I'm just going to be doing it as train because I'm in the train voice and I just can't get out of it. Down the ninja man. Down the.
Oh no, Dan
Ninja.
the Midget Man was just one of the follows.
They were. You're right. Never mind.
By the way, Coco, Grivik, Agma, and Dan, thank you so much for following.
Agma Von Sect. I hope I did that right. Oh, only one out. What do you mean? Please wait a minute and try again. Twitch, you suck. Oh yeah, Cloud back on. You know what? Hold on. Here's another way to do it. 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 Here's another way to do it.
Where's the other way?
Oh no, I'm getting it. There you go.
Thank
I don't know
you.
why I'm so hyper right now.
I turn the robot back on too.
Okay, now you can do the. What? Hold on, there's one more. There's
Hi.
one more.
Is that catnip alcohol?
We turned the other robot back on, Lynn.
And then Eso and Gora Xylia. I don't know, I just get excited when we get raided. Did I do it wrong? Excuse me. You know what? I did it wrong. I did it wrong, and I'm very sorry. Hold on.
There we go.
Hold on.
I gotta correct
Okay,
that time.
There you go. There you
Holding
go.
on.
No, he's on it anyway. You don't have to hold on anymore. You can unclench.
But yes, thank you all so much. Welcome.
Letting
Make yourselves
go.
comfortable. If one of you wants to do me one last solid,
What's a solid?
we could throw the playlist in the chat for those interested, as we are on session 55 of these shenanigans.
I am on it!
You're my hero.
Hold on. Oh, wow. Jay Aubrey released a new video on YouTube. That's great.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna watch that.
As also we did hit the usual stop time. Do you guys want to keep going for a bit longer though?
Did we hit that already?
I'm good to go a little longer.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
Anthony, we have an hour cut off because you come back late.
These people just came in. Freaking, let's give them a little taste of the last hour while
Exactly.
I post in the fucking playlist. Do you want me to do some more shameless
Apologies
promotion?
to everyone for the delay. We're a bunch of nerds and get excited.
Yes.
You want me to do more shameless promotion?
No. But well, actually, yes. But first, I typed in.
Take your time.
There we go. From yourself.
Thank you. That's a shout out to me. Thank
Yes.
you.
This is Squeaky. She's delightful. She does
Hello.
her own little stream. She's done a lot of horror games this month. She is an absolute riot and a treasure.
It is Spoop
Spooky.
Mom. It is Spoop. That time of Spoop.
So please, chill for yourself real quick. Just chill in the way only Trin can chill.
You're telling me to say nice things about myself in
No.
Trin's mindset, who can't even say nice things about themselves.
No, just in your own voice.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Hi. Yeah, hi, I'm Squeaky. I stream. I like to play characters like this, dumbass cat. And yeah, I do stream occasionally. I guess you can click on that if you want to. You don't have to though. It's not like I want people to watch my streams or anything stupid.
I see. How does that make you feel?
A little bit on
She's
the spot,
great.
actually. A little bit on the spot, actually.
Yeah, Squeaky is awesome.
I'm still in Trin brain. I'm really sorry. I'm just kind of odd. I literally opened my mouth and I was back on Trin.
Yes, we noticed.
I literally just opened my mouth.
You really slide into that really easy.
It's.
I love
I
it.
wish I could explain to you, but I honestly can't.
If people who like to really get into character are here, they already know what you mean. Sometimes just slides in.
Yeah, there's that playlist for you guys who want to stick in, or want to potentially pursue what is going on in here in Final Fantasy Searching Shadow. We are 55 sessions in, but that does not mean you can't start from the very beginning. Check it out there on YouTube. That is a boba going down my throat the wrong way as we speak. I feel it. There we go.
Delightful.
When you put too much of yourself into the character without realizing, yes.
Yep.
Some real vibes
I'm
there.
Lynn. I'm the robot voice that everyone says they love, but I'm not entirely sure why or how. You'll mostly just find me here, or annoying the cat girl or potato on their streams.
Yes. Din streams too.
Hi, I'm the potato.
Din streams too. Hold on.
Yeah. No. Din is the potato. The Lalafell.
It's true.
And Din also does a lot of art for the stream too. So if you like our character tokens or the little Discord reacts and things like that, you
Or
can check out Din.
all of this.
Yeah, I've done a few, just one or two drawings,
Just a bit.
not much. Just
Din is a wonderful person and a sweet pea and overworks himself too much, but does a lot of arts and crafts and art. So if you love cool vibey streams, you want to go to Din's channel. I can promote anybody else shamelessly
And won't
except
let us
myself.
pay her.
I can promote anybody except me. I fucking suck.
Maybe you should start.
I can't. I'm also a VTuber. You guys like VTubers, right?
Yeah, everybody loves VTubers. It's a canonical fact.
Man.
Welcome everybody, as I believe we were in the middle of haikus.
I mean, I fucking slayed a pretty good one there.
Yeah, you did. As Atsuki claps his hands together. It feels like if it was coming from anyone else, it would be patronizing. But you've been interacting with this guy for the past like night and day so far, and just there is a strange sincerity to everything he does, even though some of it comes off as completely absurd.
Let's see. What's another good haiku?
He raises a finger. He takes out the board and he puts out a haiku. As you see it appear, it is so cold here, forsaken, saved by death incarnate. A true lord worth serving.
Paul. I think I've got another one. You gotta give me a minute. Put it into proper words.
As also from Kijo. Endless
Yeah.
suffering. A realm of death amidst fools. Life is a great farce.
Can you think of one, Nihilus?
As Nihilus, you look
35
over at the three who have given haiku so far. They are intensely morbid.
I'm not certain.
It could be about anything. It doesn't even have to be about those circumstances. Like, for example, sipping tea with Grace. In Ellison with great talents, 2 syllables. Fuck! I was gonna make one about Hokage, but I can't think of one. Oh wait, hold on. Did you want one of Fu? prefer that one. She is a. Only has one syllable and one short. She is a. Cortisone is 3. Fuck, I'm still over 1. She is a nice lady. Lady's over 1. She is a nice gal. Very popular with men. Oh, there we go. And your bride to be. There we go! Alrighty then.
There's another clap from the undead man.
I've never been one for poetry.
Yeah,
Gotta
not
do something.
good.
Hammer,
Be able to-
bring us down. Wish to commit violence, preferably soon.
There's another one. See how easy it is?
As you guys on the deck, Hammer steps out of the cabin. Yeah, Kijo, we'll be there soon. Calm down.
Yeah, Mimi is not on deck. Mimi is like down in one of the rooms. She ain't going on deck.
Oh, a cute puppy dog.
This one going to be about
Able
Kata.
to hold on, I'm thinking. Able to mimic all spells. He has a nice butt.
So open about it now.
What do you mean? I'm not being open about anything. I'm just being honest.
Natsuki.
Are you saying? Are you
Okay.
saying Kato's not a looker? It gets reeling.
As
Seven.
behind you,
On a
you
good
turn,
day.
you look back, you see Kijo bludgeoning her head against the railing, while Natsuki is still clapping for you. Like, good job, you did it. I'm so proud of you.
Don't do that, Kijo. Self-harm is not the answer. I'm a hypocrite. There we go. Oh.
Kijo, that one may have just truly resonated with you.
Oh, she's gone. I'm getting too
Natsuki
into
watches
this, I
her
think.
leave, looks back at you two.
Oh man, I think the champagne's hitting. I'm going to stop now. Here you go, Nihilus. Take this.
Nihilus, you've been
He
handed a
just
bottle
takes it.
of champagne. What will you do with it?
Champagne.
Thanks. He just corks it.
I'm surprised. I thought you would throw it overboard.
Oh, it's good liquor.
Not yet. Well, your poetry session aside,
Hmm.
what was that about killing yourself the other night?
Exactly that. But we already talked. But Kato took me out of it, and then you kind of helped a little bit too the day after. Thought I made that clear.
I wasn't wholly aware you were on ready to leap off the railing.
Yeah, I was a lot happened at once. No, so was I. Why is she special? Like the fucking Kijo. So it only matters when Trin wants to do it, huh?
What was I? What the fuck? We've all been here.
We've all wanted to kill ourselves. Why do we care about
Yeah.
Trin now? Why does it matter when Trin wants to do it?
You have a parachute and you can't die from falling damage.
You guys are truly the most mentally stable adventuring party I've ever experienced.
I'm the only one! I'm literally the only one. Ah!
Well,
It's my time at these.
It's
I
fine.
guess-
I've had these bugs.
to try to put it shortly, while I ride this little bit of a tipsy that I'm in nowadays. Long story short, just remember those memories I told you that all came flooding back. They really triggered a lot of inner turmoil that I can drunkly say that I am still very much going through, but I am trying to cope.
Oh, trying to find that at the bottom of a bottle isn't exactly the best place to
You're right. Should I find it at the bottom of a ravine? Kato didn't think so.
Neither do I.
There we go. There's the lesser of two evils. And despite that, I didn't have to give you that bottle, nor did I. I think I'm making progress.
Just looks like it's only got like a third of its content left.
True. Trent would have usually gone through three of these by now.
You are doing something.
Very much so.
Well, I suppose there's little to do about it now. So we can be ready for when we meet Suzaku.
I'm really hoping that Suzaku's not going to be a repeat of what happened at Ifrit.
I do too. All the same, we did manage to fix Ifrit, didn't we?
Yes. At the same time, I feel like Ifrit's ascension to godhood was a little bit different from Suzaku's. He had a more feral, wild state before ascension. I guess Suzaku did have one as well. Again, it was all just different. I don't know, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't a bit worried. Very worried, actually.
Lord Ifrit was a simple, loyal hound who lost the person he loved the most. It sparked his awakening. If his stories to be believed. Well, different. I would assume a good few of the gods of our world had a sad awakening to their power. Crushing grief is often a great spark for change. Well. That being said, here's hoping that there won't be much more grief in the future. At least for a little bit.
Yeah.
You think when we save Suzaku and put all this madness to rest, you get like fiery wings?
I don't know. I'm actually kind of worried that I'll steer all my clothes off again. I bought this outfit to make sure that doesn't happen, but that doesn't mean the shopkeep didn't lie to me.
We can get you new clothes.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
That is a nice outfit.
Yeah.
Maybe it has a chance of something barging.
As you two are brought back to reality, as the undead man steps up next to you, like, yes, that is a very nice outfit.
Well, thank you.
Got you, we're here.
Yeah, he is. He's a good
As
boy.
he takes out his Ouija board again, and it's like, so does that make you?
Yeah. What? Make me what?
As you say that, there's a brief pause. Like, should he go on the princess?
Oh, he wouldn't know, would he?
Right.
Yeah, he wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. Princess Altrinia Akabane. hypothetically next in line of the throne of Doma, if I was a boy.
As you explain that, he takes a deep bow to you, as you would see from many samurai and subjects back in the day. Before
wasn't
running away.
Well, I wasn't expecting that kind of reception. When Kijo
Sure.
found out, she wanted to kill me.
Almost did.
Almost did.
As after a bit, he does not move. He does not do anything. It takes you a bit, Trin, because it's been so long to connect the dots of, oh, he's waiting for permission to stand back up.
Just staring at him like, what?
You may stand. It's okay. You don't have to do the formalities right now here, because we're trying to more or less not go around saying I'm the princess.
He rises back up and nods his head.
Thank you.
He uses the board and he says, I would swear my loyalty if I wasn't already sworn to Lord Yama.
That's even more ironic considering Kijo.
It's like side-eye. Like,
Man, wouldn't that be funny?
what would be funny?
Like the irony, the younger sister going off to the rebel cause against the Doman aristocracy, and her older brother who faithfully serves it.
I believe that's what's called a tragedy.
Yes. One would say it is rather romantic. Romantic
I was-
in like romantic, not in the lovey-dovey way, in just the very dramatic, overwhelming. The other definition of romantic.
Oh.
Like, this is the kind of stuff people would probably write a play about.
As you are explaining, you feel a tap on your shoulder from him.
Huh?
As you look back, he seems to have already written out something. As it explains, I would swear to you, not the parasites.
Hey!
I like this one.
Well, you know what? A playwright would probably still find a way to exaggerate it, but that's okay. I'm trying to stir up a rebellion of some sort. Well, you're already sworn to Hades, but how much would it cost?
Asking how much you would need to pay an undead samurai.
He
No, I'm
writes
asking how
out.
much I'm asking how much I could pay Hades.
You're trying to bribe the god of the dead.
Are you saying I can't?
I don't know, actually.
The best kind of army is one that's dead and rises no matter what. At no cost to anybody else.
I'm not sure the optics of that are going to be particularly popular.
As he writes out, my loyalty has no price. As for my lord, I do not know. But you are a royalty that has bothered to step out of the palace. You are better than most in my book.
Well then, that's good enough for me. We will workshop this idea. Right in the back burner. Don't worry about it right now.
Well, Suki, there's a question I've been meaning to ask you, actually.
Yes.
Kijo's walked off. I was given to understand there were a few children in your family. Are the others motions to him?
No.
Just motion to his whole
Just a hard no.
I suppose it begs the question asked. You.
He writes out, my death showed promise.
I don't think I understand. Maybe it's a question I shouldn't press any further. So,
He hands you to a simple proposition. Do you want to know how I died?
I mean, that's your story to share if you wish to share it.
Indeed. But does it have something to do with the breaking of elves?
Hmm.
He shakes his head.
How would that happen?
Is it something? Is it something Kijo knows?
He
I
shakes
think-
his head.
I think she just remembers you disappearing. Then how did you die?
As he will start explaining, as again with the board, a lot of text will start popping up in front of you guys, sprawling out a story. I
We
was
need to adopt this from the city and storybooks.
I was drafted. I was sent here to fight a war. We were to seize Suzaku's flame. We were losing. Our superiors abandoned us. So I took charge and tried to complete our mission. We failed.
What do you mean by seize Suzaku's flame?
She went to war with father.
He will go to explain. Master Hades has explained it to me. In Suzaku's spire is a ever-burning fire, which is her only physical presence in this world outside of her blood. One can wield her powers with this ever-burning flame.
These Doman shoguns just don't know when to stop. It just simply isn't enough, is it?
So a portal to the Netherworld. In a previous attempt to get Suzaku's flame. Not only is it potentially linked to the Scions, potentially, I can only really speak for Mateus, but there's also maybe a possibility that it's my uncle. Yojimbo did say that Doma Castle is rife with demons now. And my uncle is getting rather desperate to find, well, me. Because I'm the easiest bet to get to Suzaku's power. But if he got even more desperate, he'd be trying to find alternative solutions. Which could possibly mean orchestrating an invasion of Bojna.
How long ago was this war you were constricted into? Exactly.
Repeat that? You're asking when he went to do this?
Yes.
As you ask that, he puts out a name you don't recognize. As let me make sure I have the right one. Ah, yes. Alright. Hiyori was still a child.
Hiyori?
What the hell is that? Is that supposed to mean something? They're one of the other brothers.
No.
There's a long stare from him. Again, in those cold, dead eyes, you see the faintest swirling of confusion as he
Nihilist. Nihilist.
puts up the words, "My sister."
Nihilist. Remember a while back that I said Kija couldn't possibly be her real name? Because it literally means demon woman, and no one in their right mind would name their child something like that.
You can't blame me for assuming that was her actual name, considering what I've heard about Doma.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But you see, most Omen women would be named something beautiful or honorable or demure under the idea that that maybe that is what their daughter would bring in. If they named her something beautiful like kaori, which means like fragrance, she would bring a pleasant air about her, or or Kira, or Kirari, okay, just like sparkling, so that she would probably be a dazzling beauty, or things like that, or Shizuka, a name that means literally silence, and that she would be honorable and demure and carry herself with silent integrity. No one would name their daughter Demon Woman, because that would be under the assumption that you're hoping that your daughter would be a disgraceful ruffian to your lineage. But Hiyori can mean either good weather or harmony.
You must admit that Kijo is far more accurate to who she is as a person.
Well, nowadays, the Portuguese.
Well, if she's been using that name, I am most certainly not going to start changing it. I fear it would have some unintended consequences.
Probably.
Though that does answer my question. It was a very long time ago, far before Mateus had these ideas of his. You and Kijo are roughly the same, right, Trent?
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, she never asked. I've never really thought about how old people are in this crew, or but years ago when they were young, it's a while. So maybe not your uncle, but this might have been a plan from your father, most certainly.
A long time ago.
Wait.
I'm about 22 I'm about 21 to 22 summers. If it was that long ago, if it was even longer than that, you might have been a part of the expedition to find my mother.
He tilts his head.
Judging by your reaction, I doubt it.
Perhaps just having a child of Suzaki's blood was not enough for any of them. Animals.
I don't know.
But if someone dead broke out in the shrine of Suzaki, perhaps it. Maybe it would have been undead who were perhaps more desperate for that fire than one would assume. Because honestly, who would think anything could escape Hades' own palace? But it would be specifically Suzaku's tower that they would pop out of.
As you contemplate that, Atsuki shrugs a bit.
It is a mystery.
Need to secure that flame before anyone else has. Hopefully it's not too late to put things right. Hopefully.
You guys will contemplate a little longer. Again, you guys are going to get there in slightly over a day, so basically dawn of tomorrow you'll be there.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, Anthony?
I said, oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
As Kijo below, Juliet will have a relatively sane conversation with you as she talks about something I'm sure you're very interested in. As she pops out her book of demons and is like, so, I mean, like, I've been doing a little bit of research into various undead and unholy things that this could be responsible for, and haven't found anything that screams infinite horrible zombie disease yet, but I'm working on it. As you sit down with her, as she'll distract you with general demon talk as you escape the nonsensical shenanigans that were transpiring on deck, oblivious to what truths may have been expounded up there. As, unless you want to talk to her about anything specific, I'm gonna re-kill him. He has no idea. As for the next day, would all of you be so kind as to give me a perception check?
Oh boy, let's go.
Perception.
As you
Does
guys,
Mimi have to make one if they're in the fucking basement still?
Mimi can make one with disadvantage.
11.
As your 11 at the room had to choose life or death for a moment. You got a 15 total. Nihilus,
Perception, so that was a 19.
you got a
Okay.
19.
Yeah, perception 4. Yeah, baby.
And blah blah. Good friend Lynn, you rolled a 7 with your perception of 5. Okay, so you guys have collectively gotten a lot. Thankfully, through your collective efforts, you only have to circle the tower a few times before you're able to find a clearing. Again, thankfully, through your combined efforts, you do not have to land on top of the mountain. Or land truly that far away from the tower. As there is a long oriental spire shooting up with a glow coming from the top of it. As
Where the flame is hidden.
you guys will be preparing to disembark. I think here, with an extra 40 minutes, we will wrap up for tonight. As tomorrow, you guys will go to the Spire of Suzaku, and I'm sure nothing bad can possibly happen here.
Nothing at all. It's gonna
We're
be
all
great.
fine.
Actually a surprise party in there.
It's just it's the secret ending of fucking Silent Hill Downpour.
To clarify, since you asked how heavy is the air here, outside, only not as heavy as you'd think. There is no condensed red mist in the area, but you do notice while you were coming down, the tower was marked with sigils, glowing on the outside. As out front, there was a bit of an encampment. As for what's going on there, again, you will be able to approach and find out next time. But yeah, that'll wrap up your guys' investigations and travel for today. Congratulations on having the power of flight to avoid all of the horrific things in the woods.
Holy shit, dude.
Mimi will never admit to it, but the ship was a good idea. Never.
And also, you may consider who you want to bring with you to the tower. You guys basically have Atsuki on lock. He's rearing and ready to go. If you want to try and leave Sakura and Juliet on the ship, if you guys want to potentially bring like Hammer, Boko, Mini Eli, or Katsuo.
He's immune to everything. He's fine.
But those are things you guys can think about over the week. As I hope you guys had fun today with your shenanigans and investigations and getting to hear Kijo's name. I'm sure a man is about to die again.
How dare you?
He doesn't know. He's a poor boy. But yes, for all of you still here from the raids, thank you again for the raids. And all of you, I hope you have enjoyed the show. If you're curious, again, we posted the playlist. Hold on, I
I
think
figured it was going to come back to bite me when I didn't explicitly tell him not to say anything.
exactly. He doesn't know. He didn't know better. Until he was asked specific questions. He wouldn't have thought otherwise. He's just a poor baby. I'm going to put the playlist in the chat one more time for you guys. As this adventure has been going on for a while, and you'll be able to see 2 other players that used to be in the game before I had
My
to leave.
mistake for forgetting this AE head can't read the room.
As here you guys go. I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween tomorrow and have a delightful week. And we will be here probably same time next week. We have 2 more weeks hopefully of like hour delay for Anthony. Unfortunately his work is very short-handed, so they are putting him on basically every night. Or at least every night he didn't want.
Yeah.
And
But there's like 6 of us working, so
exactly. Oh, Clean Predator, that sucks. You have to go to the dentist tomorrow. I hope
Oh, no.
it's a relatively painless experience, though. Ask them to put 1,000 needles in your mouth. They'll hurt in the moment, but then you won't feel anything for days.
Yeah.
And finally, we will send a raid off to the good goblin King Gurg. Why is it not raiding? Oh, I exclamation point instead of. Okay, it's just a cleaning. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. Oh my god.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
But yes, everybody have a lovely night. We hope to see you here next week as they will go to investigate the Tower of Suzaku. Suzaku Spire, so to speak.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.